Joining us in a second. Feel free to ask the first few questions if you desire to do so. Been running my group coaching practice and my one-on-one coaching practice for over a year. I've helped over 100 men and women transform their lives, so we're here to help you guys out too. Feel free to ask some questions of what you're struggling with, you're trying to advance with further in your life, and I'm here to help you guys out. So we got YouTube over there, TikTok over here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Who's going to have the first question? Let's see. Let's see who pops on in today. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. My body's feeling weird today. I have a mix of I'm hungry, I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. Welcome in, everybody. Let's see who jumps on in today. Welcome in, first few people. Going to be doing open Q&A today as we usually do, so you can ask for advice down below. Any situation you're going through when it comes to self-growth, relationships, spirituality, philosophy, psychology, anything at all, dating, relationships, feel free to throw some questions down below. Who's going to ask the first question? We just started the live. Who's going to ask the first question? How's life? Life is going pretty good. How's yours? It's going pretty good. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Excited to be here with you. Define good. Productive. I have people that I care about very much. People that care about me very much. Relationships are becoming more fulfilling. I'm super connected to the work that I do. I'm constantly building up. So that's what I would define as good. What's going on, John? Book recommendations for self-improvement. I'll give you two basic ones to start with. First one is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. The other one is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Second one's a little bit more spiritual, but also grounded and practical. First one is a lot more motivationally based, but that also has practicalities of how you can loop it in to apply to your own life. So those are good ones to start with. Niku said, are you where you want to be in life? No. Absolutely not. Still growing every day. Charlie on YouTube, what's going on? We just started the live. We got YouTube over here, TikTok over here. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below. I'll help you guys out. Janelle, I have a question. Sounds good. Throw it down below. Welcome in, everybody. Define happiness. Happiness is a fleeting emotion, just like sadness is, just like anger and frustration. Happiness is an energetic high. An emotional high, and it doesn't last forever. You have a question too? Yeah, throw the question down below. Madison on YouTube, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. YouTube's over here, TikTok's over here, so YouTube, if you see me looking not at you, I'm looking at TikTok and vice versa. I'm bouncing back and forth with the comment section. You guys can throw any questions down below. I've been running my self-development coaching practice for over a year. I've helped over 100 men and women transform their lives, so we're here to help you guys out too. You can throw any questions down below. All right, Janelle said, where to meet new people and to approach them. Oh, how to approach them. Okay, so where to meet new people? Answer is very simple. Absolutely anywhere. Shopping mall, library, school, university, your job. There's no right or wrong place to go up to people, believe it or not. Any place you think it's unacceptable to is just a societal narrative and expectation that doesn't really matter, right? So that's something that's going to be important to keep in mind. When it comes to approaching people, it's really just diving into like, hey, I want to have an open conversation. Just asking somebody what their name is. Hey, what do you do for work? Or any opening with a type of question that you're actually curious to know the answer to. Some people say, oh, how's your day going? You don't care about that most of the time, right? You want to care about something more deeply about them. So ask a question that surrounds that. It's going to be important to do. Gasser, what's going on? Appreciate the roses. Let's see. You gave me the best relationship advice, bro. I'm glad it resonated. Elon Musk's nephew, someone said on YouTube. No, I don't think I'm related to Elon Musk. My mom lied about paying my car note with the money I sent her for over a year, and my car got repoed. Wow. Do you live with your mom? What's the situation going on there? Muslim billionaire said, do you go live every day? Yes, I do. I go live 7 days a week. Dude, you remember yesterday I said she wanted space? Now we are together. Okay. Well, that's good. I hope it's going well. Chris said, who's winning, Patriots or Seahawks? I don't watch football. I don't watch any sports. It's a waste of time. Here's actually what I want you guys to know for yourself. I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. You ready? So, everyone, who's going to win, the Patriots or the Seahawks, the Super Bowl? You know why football is so popular? You know why sports are so popular? You go to your work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You don't enjoy what you do. You go out on the weekends to escape yourself. And then Sunday comes around. Maybe you go to church and you're a little bit religious, which is good. Then you go and watch your Sunday football and you get upset when your team doesn't win, when you had zero control over the outcome. Do you see how that's a little bit weird? Also, by the way, there's so many things going on a governmental level, on a political level, that they don't want you and I to know about. So guess what they do? You guys remember ancient Rome, right? When they had the Colosseum, where there would be gladiators and people would kill each other for entertainment. Football, the Super Bowl, is the modern day entertainment for you and I, where you go to the circus and they feed you breadcrumbs and you don't think any deeper about life. You go back to your job on Monday, you start complaining again, and you stay in the same place for the rest of your life. So before you get hooked on your favorite sports team, think about how you're being manipulated every single day. That being said, I'm not sitting here and saying you can't enjoy watching sports from time to time. I like playing sports. I don't watch them. Just remember why this stuff exists, guys. Just remember why it exists. So, I will not be watching the Super Bowl. That starts in, 30 minutes from now? Who cares? I would rather be on here helping you guys. Actually doing something productive. By the way, if you're watching the game, I don't have anything against you. But understand why this stuff exists. All right. Let's see. Zara said, are you not entertained? Eugene said you should be a politician. No, I'm definitely not going to be a politician. Then I have to lie. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, there's my tangent on that. Let's see. I'm a Peruvian lady, and I just married a Norwegian man. The intercultural marriage, our success. I don't know what you mean, our successes. I don't know what that means. Just wanted to say I respect heavily the effort you're putting in for free. Really means... hold on, I missed the comment. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Why is my comment section scrolling down? Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Hold up. Hold on, guys. Just wanted to say, I respect heavily the effort you're putting in for free. Really, man, God bless you. I appreciate you guys, sir. I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, I'm only able to do the work that I do and help you guys because you give me a space to do it. Christo said, damn, he's using me as an example. No, nothing against you personally, man. Nothing against you personally. I'm just, yes, good example, though. Can you do an evil smile? Hopefully not. Everything you do is productive no matter what. It's good perspective. Let's see. You can't stop lusting. Well, that's because you aren't paying attention to why you're lusting. You're lonely. You feel like you have a lack of connection. You don't have a higher creative essence that you're working towards. Some stuff you want to dive into on a deeper basis. Because yeah, if you are not connected to something deeper and working towards that, you're gonna be pulled to lust every single day. It's pleasurable. Someone said bread and circus. Absolutely. You have no experience in sports, as I can tell, and you can't talk about something you don't know. Thanks for your opinion, brother. They use the culture war to distract you from the class war. Interesting. I sent you a message and DM'd you. Sounds good, Lucas. I'll get back to you when I can. The stadiums are the modern-day coliseums. Cole said, Brad is the man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Low-key completely wrong. I only watch the Super Bowl, and I don't even watch football. Oh, yeah, look, if you just watch the Super Bowl, you don't watch football, I mean, yeah, I'm not... you do what you want to do. I'm just talking about the people who are addicted to sports, who don't play them. Because if you play a sport and then you're watching sports, it's like it makes sense. You're building up your skills. You're learning more. But if you just consume and you're not building anything in your life, you got to look at the deeper components here. For anybody who's on here who is spamming the same comment 5 times, please do not do that. I'm going to get to everybody's comments. There's a lot of comments coming in, so I can't get to everyone at once. So don't spam your comment. It makes it a lot more difficult for me to go and get to other people's. Throw your comment down below or question one time. I'm going to get to you. Don't worry. So Sophia, who's spamming the same comment, please stop. I'm Christo, and I've liked this girl for 1 year. She's my girl best friend, so please help. Yeah, well, here's the mistake you made. You made a girl you're romantically interested in, convinced that she's just your friend, which is untrue, right? You want to be more with her. So here's the thing. You're going to have to confront that and have a conversation. If she doesn't view it the same way, your relationship is over. Your friendship won't continue. Sorry to say it. right? Men and women, it's not that you can't be friends, but men and women were not built to be friends with each other. That's why you became friends with her and then you liked her. It's only natural. So, don't be friends with women. Have romantic relationships with them. My personal advice. Let's see. Hi guys, what's going on? My girlfriend and I broke up yesterday, but I want her back, but don't know if I should send a message. Andreas, why did you and your girlfriend break up? Throw that down below. All right. QOO on YouTube said, why do you think addiction starts? And according to you, what are the antidotes, like smoking, alcohol, lust, doom scrolling, etc.? Okay, so it's not like there's one antidote fits all for addiction. Everybody gets started for a different reason. Some people do it to escape their lives. Some people grew up in that culture. Some people have so much pain they don't know how to take it away, so they go to something pleasurable. There's so many different capacities and why people get addicted. But to start to interact with the addiction, you want to start to ask yourself some deep reflection questions. Of course, where did it start? For me personally, and where's the lack of connection in my life? Is it a lack of connection to myself, to my family, to my work, to my passions, to my hobbies, right? And when you feel very disconnected in your life, you go to the most pleasurable things possible, which is usually drugs, because you don't know how to experience and be present with yourself. So you always need something to stimulate you. Kind of like everyone on their phone. Kind of like if you're scrolling on YouTube or TikTok right now, you scrolled because you're just trying to consume. You happen to stumble upon this live where we're talking about something productive that's going to help you out, but most of the content you're consuming is just brain rot, right? And it's like, this was built this way. So ask yourself, what am I running away from when I just pick up my phone and I unconsciously scroll all the time? Good reflection points. All right, let's see. How do I... Okay, that can't... Jeff said, how often do you check DMs? Every single day. Check my DMs every single day. There's a lot of people that DM me, so I don't get back to every single person every day, but I check my DMs and respond to people every single day. Hey, what's up, Dion? When you get rich and famous, please remember me. I will. So, someone said that, Alejandro, who attends these lives pretty consistently, he said that yesterday. When you're rich and famous, remember me. You guys were here at the beginning. Don't worry. What's going on, Zara on YouTube? Gregorio, how do I fall in love again? Well, here's the thing. Falling in love is not an intellectual practice. It's not something you have to understand. It's simply something that is allowed to happen. If you have a lot of mental blocks and barriers and you don't trust people, then you're not going to fall in love because you have your egos in the way, right? But how to fall in love again? Just be open to connecting with people. And that's why they call it falling in love. You don't choose to fall in love. You don't make a decision to fall in love. They call it falling in love because you're walking, you're just experiencing life, and you just fall in love with somebody, right? So there's a reason why you fall in love, and you don't choose it, because it's naturally integrated together. You guys are genuinely right for each other. All right, let's see. Got that. Jeff said, what if you played sports your whole life and still enjoy watching it? Right, so Jeff, maybe you didn't hear this before you, I was probably talking when you first joined. I was talking specifically about if you have played sports and if you do play sports, and you're trying to build up further skills and things of that nature and you're still watching it, like, it's aiding in your growth. Especially if you're very close to it. Can I be mod? I don't have people that I don't know personally mod for me, but appreciate the offer. All right, bro. Thanks so much. Yeah, of course, C4. Appreciate the questions. Success Vibes said, taking relationship advice from a random who probably would marry his daughter is insane. It's an interesting comment. Andrea said she had too much going on, so we were never together. I tried, but she didn't, so we broke up. Okay, well, are you guys genuinely trying? Like, what is going to be different now in her actually trying? You guys want to really connect to this to make sure you're not just doing this to do it, and you actually connect to something deeper together. Welcome in, everyone on YouTube. I don't understand some of these comments that you guys are throwing down below. Darth Angel, I need help. Sounds good. Throw a question down below. I'll help you out. Or shoot me a DM. Jackie said, how to get over my dad choosing his wife over me as his kid? Well, Jackie, I don't know what the exact situation here is, but ideally in a family, when it's dad, mom, daughter, son, there usually isn't ever a situation where you have to choose somebody over the other. There's a lot of toxic dynamics that are going on if you have to choose somebody over the other. Now, that being said, it is important for a husband to prioritize his wife number one and actually his kids under that. I know it sounds weird to say. It's not that the kids are any less of a priority. It's just that, you married her and you're raising the kids together. So you have to make sure that relationship is good first, or else everything else under that falls short. But Jackie, when you say your dad chose your mom or his wife over you, is you said choosing his wife? So is it your mom or is it not your biological mom? Toto Boy said, "What about foster fam? What about a foster family? What if your best friend and her girlfriend? Hold on. What if your best friend and her girlfriend break up? Okay, and then something happens to you and her girlfriend. Can you be a little bit more specific than that? I'm in the bathroom right then when I was taking, okay. What's your advice for final interviews? What do I need to do to stop being nervous? Effing. Appreciate the question. So, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me scroll back up. What's your advice for final interviews? What do I need to do to stop being nervous? So, it's not about eliminating the nervousness entirely, but here's a little mindset shift you can go into this with. If it's an interview, for a final interview for something, I'm hoping it's a job or something you actually applied to that you genuinely care about. So it's not just nervousness you're experiencing, you're excited too. And I want you guys to recognize that nervousness and excitement elicit very similar physiological responses. Meaning, what happens when you're nervous? Your heart rate picks up. You get a little bit more jittery. What happens when you're really excited? Your heart rate picks up. Get a little bit more jittery, right? So when you start feeling nervous, say, hey, look, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really excited. And sometimes just the language, the affirmations, can be enough to allow you to transform that nervousness into more excitement, right? So that's a good starting place. But again, don't allow the little bit of nerves to be there. It's normal, right? It shows that you care. Just make sure you're expressing yourself authentically. You'll be good. I don't really believe in life coaches. How can you help me improve when we're both experiencing life? That's like saying nobody specializes in anything because they're doing it just like everybody else is. We broke up, but you're still in contact. I don't know if that's the best idea. Not sure if that's the best idea. Just lettuce? Okay, that's... Quit Za for 2 days already. Hold on. Quit Za for 2 days and I already feel bad. Where can I get the strength to keep going? Well, you have to ask yourself where you feel disconnected. Why is it that you're gravitating towards it so much? Because marijuana itself isn't inherently addictive, but it can become and get to that point, especially when you're trying to escape certain parts of reality or certain situations you're uncomfortable with, avoiding processing pain. You can't fall asleep. Your melatonin production is bad because you scroll all the time on your phone, and then you use that to sleep. There's so many different possibilities. So Bogo, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about why you feel like it's really difficult for you, would love to dive into this with you on a deeper component. I got an assignment due tomorrow. I barely started. It has to have 5,000 and 10,000 words. I'm cooked. No, you're not cooked. Just start right now. In the background of watching this live. How do I approach a girl? It's a good question. Let me answer that in 1 second. All right. How to approach a girl? Well, it's very simple. You ready? You walk up to her. Say, hey, what's your name? Oh, my name's blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, Katie. I think you're cute. Where are you from? There's no right or wrong way to have a conversation with somebody. Just make your intentions known. Don't try and beat around the bush. Do you guys notice I don't know why I'm red. Looks like I'm bruised. The hell? Yeah, what the? Uh-oh. That's not. You guys see this? That's not good. I don't know why I have that red mark on my face. Wow, you're good. I like hanging out every now and then for moments like this. Hey. Glad it resonates. Let's see. Your dad? Okay, we can't say that. What qualifies you as a life coach? You're 17 years old. I'm actually 14 years old. Please get it right. You want to move abroad so badly. Time to put some goals and action steps in place so you can actually make that happen for yourself. Hey, Herbo, what's going on? Let's see. Issue with relationships. Wait. All right, no, let's get to this on TikTok first. Hold on. Hold on. Issue with relationships is I don't think I experience intimacy as an emotion. Okay. I don't love a significant other any different than I'd love family or friends. Okay, hey Herbo, how many relationships have you been in? Because maybe the one or two women that you dated, you just weren't attracted to them. Like, genuinely, maybe you thought they were physically attractive, but personality-wise, you're not actually attracted to them. But you tried to convince yourself that you are, therefore you feel disconnected and you feel like you love them the same. But hey Herbo, feel free to throw some more comments about this down below. Also, this is probably going to go deeper, so if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about the in-depth details about this, would love to dive into it with you. Hey man, how are you? What's going on, Nicholas? Hope all's well, bro. My hubby spends nights out, and I'm not okay with that. He won't listen when I try to address it. Hold on, my comments keep moving. I'm going to get to you, Sue. My hubby keeps spending nights out, and I'm not okay with it. He won't listen when I try to address it. Okay, it's your hubby? Is he your husband? Are you guys married? Because it's a serious conversation. If you're not comfortable with your relationship partner doing something, you actually have to have... If he can't have the conversation, this isn't going to work. Hate to break it to you. He's got to get into here. How exactly are you qualified to give advice? I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. Most of my clients are older than me. I was diagnosed with depression at 13 years old, dealt with it until I was 16, and since I was 16, I studied self-development, philosophy, psychology, biology, all this different type of stuff, and I've been obsessed with it ever since, and I've helped a lot of people. Live with boyfriend struggling with addiction, refuses to listen or try and disappears for hours. Okay. You gotta have a conversation about this. But he refuses to listen. Here, I gotta make something clear for you guys. I'm not telling you to like just leave people if they're not cooperating, right? Relationships are intricate. There's all these different situations, but if they're struggling, but they refuse to address anything with you as their partner, and they can't communicate, what does everyone say? Communication is the number one important thing. It is. If you can't do that, every other foundational pillar that you think you have in place for the relationship, it doesn't exist. You're just going to be stuck. If you can't communicate and be on the same page, you're not building towards anything in a relationship, and you're just there to be there. So you have to invite him to have a serious conversation. If that can't happen over a long enough period of time, this relationship can't continue. I want you guys to really dive a little bit deeper into this. How are you doing, Coach? I'm doing good. How are you? Okay, I already dived into that question. AKA, I've been struggling with procrastination a lot. I lock in for a while, then fail again. Okay, this is a good question. So you want to look at the way that you're locking in, how you structure your days and your work and your practices, and the time commitment that you have on it, and see what's not working. You have to adjust, right? Because if you're going from I'm procrastinating entirely, I take a whole day off, and then I go like 8 hours straight every day for a week straight, and then I fall off again. It's because you found no balance. You're just working off of motivation, and there's nothing deeper that's aligning there. So you want to address the deeper components of why you truly want to build this, why you truly want to do this task in particular. And don't forget to give yourself time, like work for 3 hours, give yourself 15 minutes to recharge, whether it's eating a little snack, whether it's doing a little meditation session, going for a walk, do something that grounds you, and then go back into it. You have to experiment with this and find what works for you. If you're procrastinating and you try to do all or nothing, you're going to keep falling to the same pattern. Start with small commitments and then keep going up. B. Irish said, how are you qualified to give advice? I already answered that. 2 serious relationships. Don't really count high school. I'm 26. Okay, yeah, so 2 serious relationships. Yeah, A. Herbo. I'm really excited to dive into this in the DMs. Let's see. Hey, Brad, my wife left me. I'm sorry to hear that. Marlon, why did your wife leave you? Please feel free to shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about what the relationship struggles were, what the dynamic was, and see if we can work through this. What's going on, Nicholas? Long time no see. Trying to do better and started getting over my ex. I talked to this new girl. Very nice. How's it going with her? Why are we having comments on YouTube of people saying stop human reproduction? What are you guys talking about? Annie, what's going on? Welcome back in. Let's see. She works in the gym as a receptionist, and you're hoping it goes well. Awesome. Keep me updated. Yeah, Nicholas, keep me updated how it goes. Sue, yes, we're married with a baby of 8 months. Congrats. He began spending nights out when I was pregnant. Okay, well, that's definitely going to aid in the disconnection even more, especially when you're pregnant and he's not staying. Do you know he's staying nights out? Is he with his friends? Where is he staying? Like, what's the situation here? Marlon said, what should I do? Well, if your wife left you, we have to dive into why she left you and the components of this before I say, advise you to do something. Riaz, how to deal with people who always blame you, to not be in contact, but it's mostly their fault. People who blame you to not be in contact, but it's mostly their fault. Can you dive into why don't they want you to be in contact with them? Chelsea, my ex and I broke up over communication, but he's trying to get me back. What exactly should I do? Well, Chelsea, how long were you guys together? And what did you fail to communicate with each other, and how did that destroy the relationship? Because look, if you've been talking for 2 months and you guys were like, oh, we can't do this anymore, and you gave up, and there's not any resentment held towards each other, you might be able to make this work. But if you have a core value difference, it might not work. Brad, I lost my motivation to lose weight. Well, it's because you're not connected enough. Is Esau? I'm definitely not pronouncing your name correctly, but you lost the motivation to lose weight because motivation is only temporary. And you want to lose weight because it's healthier and I want to feel a little bit better and, I don't want to be fat anymore, right? It's not a deep enough reason. They're just surface level things. Here's what you really need to dive into, right? If I lose weight, I'm going to wake up in the morning and feel like I have more energy. It's going to be easier to get out of bed. In fact, it's going to be easier to go to the gym. It's going to be easier for women to be attracted to me. It's going to be easier. You see what I'm doing? Come up with a lot of reasons that you actually connect to on why you want to lose weight. It's going to become a little bit easier there. You're going to get a lot more connected to it. And now you don't have to rely on motivation anymore because you have a deep connection to the reason as to why you're doing this. Give us a double bicep flex. I mean, you can't see my biceps. They're under my shirt. How to change my life as a 20-year-old nursing student who has no life or friends besides school. How to change your life as a 20-year-old nursing student who feels like well, it's not that you have no life, it's just that you're busy, right? Nursing, it requires a lot of your time. The thing is, you can make time, right? Even if you just go and approach people and meet new people for an hour, or go to the gym for 40 minutes. You don't need a massive amount of time for this. And also, I hang out with my friends, if anything, once a week on a Friday night for 3 to 4 hours. That's what I do with friends. Other than that, I'm working or I'm with my girlfriend, right? So it's spend a small amount of time doing this. But I don't know what your time commitment is right now. PLS block. If you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about the in-depth time commitment that you currently have and what your goals are with this, would love to help you out with it. So Sue said yes with his friends, I suppose. So Sue, you're pregnant, 8 months, or you have an 8-month child, and your partner is going out, and you don't even know if he's with his friends. That's a big problem. You guys got to have a serious conversation about that. I like this girl so much, and we're becoming closer every day. We game once a day and text almost. Okay, Kay, is this a long distance relationship or is this someone that lives near you? Let's see. What's going on, bro? I'm worried I'm not going to be comfortable getting close to anyone in the future. Well, that's not going to be easy, especially with what you're processing right now. But you're worried about the future, right? Worry about the emotions that are coming up right now. If you're genuinely able to heal and process from that, there's going to be some insecurities and some stuff that comes up in future dating experiences for sure, but you'll be able to work through it. Focus on right now. Now, I know that the advice, take it one day at a time, sounds so cliche. So, you can envision the future a little bit, but don't focus on problems that don't exist. It's one of the best lessons I've received. Don't focus on things that don't exist right now, right? Focus on what's in front of you. I tried getting closure, told him our core values don't align anymore, and he won't give me closure. Yeah, this is very common, Mandy. Oftentimes in relationships that don't end on a mutual understanding and things of that nature, they're not going to give you closure. They're not going to tell you why it's not working. They're not going to tell you why it's disconnected. They're just not going to reveal it. Some people aren't honest with it. Some people aren't honest. But here's the thing. If somebody doesn't give you closure, they have given you closure. You know what the reason is? Why they can't tell you? Because they're not right for you. Because they're not mature enough to be honest with you. It's not somebody you need closure from. It's somebody you need to get away from so you can actually process this. There's a lot of deeper components. I have a question. How do I tell straight males that I don't want advice for them? Okay, we're going to ignore that comment because that's not a productive question. Yeah. 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 Why is there a football game in the middle of a Bad Bunny concert? And then also BB. What's going on, BB? Welcome back. Just another ring light therapist. See, that's actually so funny because I have a ring light up right there. That's actually hilarious. SEL? No, CEL. How old are you? I'm in my early 20s. How do I heal from my grandmother's death? That's a good question. Don't run away from the emotions. Also, I did about 2 to 3 lectures around grief, loss, and processing in my group coaching program with men. So, Canva, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM, say like, hey, Brad, you said you'd send me the grief lectures. I'll send them over to you for free. They're just YouTube links. Who do I protect? Me or the ones I love? There is no both. There is both. Don't make that mistake. Let's see. Zara said, you don't ruin everything. You just need to learn the lesson. We will be put into repeated cycles with different people in our lives until we change our behavior and evolve. Great point. Great point. And then Afibo on YouTube said, I've had time where I was strong, when I was weak, when I did it tired, when I did it motivated. It all leads to the same thing. These are good comments. Set boundaries with yourself and don't have negative self-talk. That's a good, yeah, absolutely. So sometimes there's negative thoughts that come up. There's a difference between a negative thought once in a while and negative self-talk. Right? A lot of us are consciously talking badly about ourselves. Eliminate that. Do not do it. You're like, I can't control my mind. Yes, you can. Say it out loud. When you think of saying, I don't like myself, say, I love myself. Now, it may not be fully what you actually feel, but it's like, hey, I'm getting closer to it. Jiroko, transmuted into comedy. Sometimes that works and sometimes it's avoidance in comedy. Because people, I want you guys to pay attention to if you've done it yourself or you've analyzed other people who did it. Some people say like, oh my God, I hate myself. Ha 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 ha. There's some really dark thoughts going on up there. People who use comedy, dark comedy, they're not in a good place. Just something to read in people. What do I do if I feel no emotions, accomplishments don't mean anything, and I lack motivation to do it? Okay, Jiroko, I appreciate you bringing this up because I experienced this for most of my life. If you don't feel any emotional capacity in a positive realm, when you accomplish things, it's because you don't actually feel like it was worth the accomplishment. Meaning, you don't actually, the task that you did and you were successful with, you don't care about it. Maybe your parents care about it, or somebody told you it's what you're supposed to do, what's going to make you happy, you're successful. For example, everyone in my life told me, well, to be successful, you're going to have to go to university, and you're going to have to get a degree, and you're going to have to get good grades. I got good grades, and I felt nothing. Someone in my class would say, oh, like, what'd you get? I'd be like, oh, I got an A. They're like, oh my God, I got a B, that's so good. I'm like, I don't care. I didn't care about school. I felt disconnected from it for my entire life. Now, when it comes to self-growth, in coaching and relationships and all this deep philosophical stuff, Now this I feel accomplished doing because I connect to it. So Droko, that could be some reflection points for you. And feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about this. Would love to dive into it deeper. I'm trying to become an airline pilot and also be a millionaire by being an airline pilot. Very nice. Maybe you should probably fly private jets. I know someone who does that. I say that because it seems like you can read people and have a lot of empathy and you feel very deeply. Yeah, recognizing your emotions builds strength as long as you don't repress them. Yeah, it's easy to experience emotion in a small capacity and then start to repress it because you're not comfortable with it. That we want to avoid doing. Let's see. For those of you guys that are throwing your comment and your question multiple times, like spamming it, please don't do that. I answer everybody's question. Throw your question down one time. I'm going to get to you. It just means I didn't get to you in the slot yet. It makes it very difficult for me to find the new questions if everyone's spamming. Haley, what's going on? Do you ever really get over the loss of a relationship, or does it just become numb? Haley, you do get over it. Depending on how much time is it going to take, it depends on the relationship, how long you were together, how close you felt to them, the bond, things of that nature, how connected you were. But yes, you do really get over the loss of a relationship. You do. For certain relationships, you could argue it goes down to like caring about them 1% instead of 100% like you did before. Because like all my ex-girlfriends, to be honest with you, like I'm so fulfilled in my relationship now, I still care about my ex-girlfriends. I don't want to be with them, but I hope that they're doing well. And I hope that they live a fulfilling life, and I hope they figure it out for themselves, right? So I still care about them, but I don't want to be with them. And so the feeling of like the loss of the relationship, oh my God, I lost them, that goes away. Don't worry. And Haley, if you're having trouble processing that, shoot me a follow and a DM about it. I can dive into a bunch of stuff with you further. How should I enhance my life and be more cultural? I grew up with Blasian parents. How do I enhance my life and be more cultural? Well, dive into your culture. What does your culture embark upon? What does it consist of? And take small capacities to learn more about it. Let's see. All right, trying to go past certain comments that I already answered. I'm a bit hesitant to talk about this. Oh, this is a good question. Appreciate you being open about this, AKA. Well, let's see. What'd you say? Hold on. Let's get to YouTube for a second. Don't worry, AKA. I'm not going to forget about you. You cheated on your girlfriend and she doesn't know it. Okay, well, your relationship is over, even if you're still together. I'm kind of blanked up with that because once a relationship is over, I feel nothing for my exes. It's kind of not cool. I think that's what makes them so angry and obsessed with me because they want to know what they can't have. Oh, I see what you're saying. Do you ever get over the grief of losing someone that you were really close with? Well, yeah, there's grief that comes with death, and there's grief that comes with heartbreak, and your values don't align anymore. It depends on the type of loss. When it comes to like losing your mom or your dad, I can't say I haven't lost my mom and my dad yet, thankfully. But I can't say that pain ever 100% goes away. I mean, these are the people that literally created you. There's always going to be some level of there, but it's about moving forward, not moving on. Because you want the memory of them still. You still care about them. They gave so much to you. You're grateful for that. So you don't forget about that. You as your grandpa. Yeah. You may not overcome it 100%, but you can get to that 98, 99% percentile. But think about look, it's always going to be difficult, but you got to think about the positive memories that you had together. At least it's a good starting place. All right. AK, let me get back to your question. I'm a bit hesitant to talk about this topic, but thoughts on pH addiction and how to beat it. Okay. There's a bunch of different things. First thing you're going to want to understand is you have a lot of guilt and shame around your sexuality. That's why you have to watch Prawn. Because you do it on your own time. You don't have a shared sexual experience with anyone. It's just with you. And by the way, think about it like this. You are gaining pleasure based on somebody else having intimacy with somebody that you wish you were having intimacy with. So you're always in the third perspective, which means love, intimacy is in the third perspective, and guilt and shame are priority in your body. So as you watch more porn, you get more and more disconnected, and you feel more and more stuck. It's also a super stimulus, which essentially means that it sets off all the receptors in your brain at a maximum capacity that kind of doesn't completely fry your brain, but it does get it to that point. So here's one thing. You're probably afraid of women. You're afraid to have real conversations of what real intimacy entails. That you want to investigate deeper because you're probably running away from that. Now, that being said, if you have a lot of intimate experiences in real life and you're still addicted to this, that's a different story. So, AKA, feel free if you feel called to. Shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. In the DM, tell me how long this has been going on, why you think it's happening, and we'll dive into it. Is this based on science or like constellation opinions? What is this exactly? Cell. I like to do. I give my opinions on here. I give things based on science, based on psychology, based on philosophy. It really depends on the nature of each person's question. There are certain questions where it's the question that somebody's asking is like a personalized answer, and it's not just based on like this scientific fact. So it's a mix of both. Let's see. One best advice for to stop think. Oh, best advice to stop thinking and start doing. Boil down the doing task to something incredibly small that just takes 5 minutes of your time. Um, I was doing this with one of my clients today. Him diving into the basics, the foundations of getting to the gym, reading more, journaling more. Right, he's just interacting with the basics. So just take a task that you do for 5 minutes, put it in your calendar to do in 10 minutes from now. If you have to stop thinking and start doing, take a habit that you feel like you haven't been able to do, hop off this live right now and start doing it right now. That's how you start to take the action. It's not like this crazy mindset shift. Just boil it down to a small task. Tracy, 7 years, 3 years. Wait, 7 years, 3 years. Hold on. 7 years, 3 years engaged. Okay, 7 years together, 3 years engaged. He's recently had a 1-year emotional affair. Thoughts? Stay or work on it? Okay, well, you said stay or work on it. That's the same thing. You didn't leave a leave option in there. But if you guys have been together for 7 years, 7 whole years, and engaged for 3 whole years, and he's been having an emotional affair for 1 year, this man does not have the capacity, or at least he doesn't feel like it. He doesn't know how to communicate with you. He doesn't have to experience his emotions. When something's going wrong in your relationship, he doesn't talk about that. So chances are, even if you work through this in some capacity, 2 years later, cheating is difficult to forgive. You might be thinking, like you convince yourself you're over it, and then 2 years later, you're like, oh, I'm not over this. I resent him. You don't want to get to that point. That being said, if you think you could actually forgive him, by all means, do it. But if he's been having an emotional affair for a year, well, I mean, here's the thing. You said emotional affair. So has he cheated, or is he just talking to another woman online? Because if it hasn't reached the level, now the intention is there if he's just talking to someone online, but it could potentially be saved then. So Tracy, please feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about shoot me a message about some of the more in-depth details about this. I'd love to help you out with it. Trouble said feeling lonely. Why do you feel lonely? What's going on? You can't just do stuff that makes you feel good in the moment. Why not? Why can't you do something that makes you feel good? Who told you can't do that? Who convinced you? There's always some way to do, even if in a busy workday, take 5 minutes and do something you enjoy. Think about something you're excited about. Like, you can always take time. There's always time. Anyone who says I don't have time is just making excuses. That being said, if you're saying I don't have time to build an 8-hour business because I work 13 hours in a day, that makes sense. But most people aren't in that situation. Kim, is there a way to not absorb a toxic work environment? The pay is good. Is it possible to not absorb a toxic work environment? Yes. If you understand that you are there for the paycheck, and you can kind of like emotionally disconnect yourself a little bit, or at least just understand, hey, these people are toxic. They're going to try to bring me down. I want to be in a good mood. So I'm going to set that intention to be in that good mood. That being said, if you keep working this job and everybody at the job is emotionally draining you, that's a different story. But Kim, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I'd love to dive into it further. Okay, here's the thing. This is a really good question on YouTube. Fresh said, can you have self-respect and vulnerability at the same time? Absolutely. In fact, being emotionally available and being a little bit more vulnerable or open, you could say, and honest, because that's really what vulnerability is, being honest about what you're feeling or struggling with. Yes, for particularly in this case, like a woman can respect you for that. That being said, if you open up to a woman and she leaves you and says, "Oh my God, you're a crybaby," now that being said, if you're crying all the time, that's not vulnerability. That's more of just like complaining. But if you can be, if you, yes, you can be open and someone can respect you at the same time. Absolutely. If they don't respect you for being open, they never respected you in the first place. How do I find my purpose? I feel like no one loves me or cares about me. I appreciate you opening up about this. If you feel like no one's there for you, I don't know what your personal life is like. So there may very well be people that do care about you. You're just not paying attention. But maybe you're at a point in your life where people genuinely aren't paying attention. That could be possible. Just because people aren't paying attention to you or caring about you right now doesn't mean you're not worthy of that. Look, a lot of people are self-centered. We care about ourselves more than other people, right? So, with that in mind, you start to integrate your selfishness. You start to understand, I'm going to find my purpose. I'm going to do this for me. And then you can share that with people who genuinely see the same vision. That's what it's about. But I don't know. If you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about the in-depth details about this, I'd love to dive into it with you because it's going to go deep. I was in a relationship for 2 months. She lied that she loved me, and I'm sad. Well, the thing is, you said you love each other after 2 months. How do you know you love someone after being with them for 2 months? It's not that much time. That's 60 days. You're sad how to move on. Feel the sadness. It's in the avoidance of the sadness that you don't process this. And in that sadness comes up lessons, comes up reflections, comes up how you can make better choices in your partners, comes up how you can communicate better, how you can read somebody's body language, how you can talk about shared values and vision of the future together. That's where this is going to come on, Artie. So that's going to be the most important piece here. If you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about it, you can do that. Dallas said, "This is actually really. This is I appreciate this comment so much. I usually don't get comments like this. Let me read this." Dallas on YouTube said, "I was gonna troll you, but you have great knowledge of the human psyche, and I appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us." Dallas, I really appreciate that. That doesn't go unnoticed. Go to the gym and better yourself. That is a part of the self-growth process, AJ. Absolutely. Let's see. My girlfriend spontaneously said, "I really want to do something, but I don't know what." What does that mean? Your girlfriend spontaneously said, "I really want to do something, but I don't know what." She's inviting you to lead in your relationship. She's inviting you to say, "Let's go out to dinner, babe. Let's go axe throwing. Let's go to mini golf. Let's go to the beach. Let's go," whatever the case. She's asking for you to lead her. That's what she's doing, VBN. You don't know what to do after high school, Opar said. Well, that's okay, because nothing in high school actually prepares you to know any idea of what you would do after high school, since most of the subjects are BS. But what you do want to do to find what you want to do after high school is dive a little bit deeper into, what am I curious about? What do I care about? What are the topics? What are the concepts? Start to research that, and you'll find a bunch of industries that surround that. That could be a good starting place. And then maybe you decide that you go to university, or you start a business, or you do a trade. I don't know. Depends what it is. Zara said, "Not axe throwing. Girls suck at that." Actually, that's not true. My girlfriend's really good at axe throwing. My girlfriend's also pretty good. Like, me and her are very competitive. Tessie, I can't say these words because TikTok will flag it, but my friend blank 6 months ago, grief ate me up for ages. That's rough. Tessie, if you need anything, you need a space to talk, feel free to bring it here. Shoot me a DM about it. And I've got some lecture material that I use in my group coaching practice that I can send over to you for free if you'd like. You'd shoot me a DM about that. All right. Hello, Diana. Oh, this is a good question. Rama said, "Why does someone have sleep paralysis?" Okay. Oh, whoa. Hold on, Rama. I'm looking at your profile. Dark psychology and manipulation awareness. Ooh. Okay. Why does someone have sleep paralysis? There's a lot of different reasons. There's like there's the scientific reason of sleep paralysis, and then there's the deep spiritual, psychological, emotional side of it. I'll cover both answers. So, biologically and sciencey wise, why someone would have sleep paralysis is it often occurs for most people at a late stage of their sleep, in the sleep cycle, usually in the like early morning, shortly before their body would usually wake them up. And there's kind of like science talks about it, it's like a misfiring of. So here's what actually, to break this down for you guys: when you sleep and you dream at night, your body literally paralyzes itself. Why? Because if your body doesn't paralyze itself, the dreams that you create in your mind, you would act them out with your physical body. So your mind paralyzes your body when you're sleeping and when you're in rapid eye movement, when you're dreaming. So you stay still. And there's a mishap when your sleep paralysis occurs when you're about to wake up, but there's some misfiring in your brain where it forgets to unparalyze you, and you wake up and you're still in a dreamlike state. So you're kind of hallucinating, right? So this is where some people see sleep paralysis, demons, and figures, and you feel exceptionally scared because it genuinely feels like you're awake, but your body literally can't move. Now, that's the more sciencey reason why people have sleep paralysis on a more deeper emotional capacity. Could be you're running away from something. There's some deep dark components that are going on in your mind that you haven't been addressing, and it's like they're the only way your mind's way of showing that to you is like, hey, you got to go through a horrifying experience, so you start to pay attention to yourself. That's just my personal what I think could be in that case. But those are a few different things. Let's see. um Gooner Jake, your name is literally Gooner. Sleep paralysis, drugs, sleep deprivation. That is, yeah. Sometimes based on sleep deprivation, that can also, yeah, sleep paralysis can also happen from that. Is 3 hours a day gooning okay if you don't watch P Hub and it doesn't get in the way of your life? If you're gooning for 3 hours a day, it is getting in the way of your life. Maybe not the lifestyle you currently have, but the lifestyle you want to build and be reaching the best version of yourself. That's limiting that. Or there's a part of your brain that during REM, it's supposed to be active, but if it's damaged, you could sleepwalk and stuff like that. Oh, interesting. I'm not going to talk about my story on that. All right. Let's see. Hold on. My comments moved. Let me scroll back up, guys. Give me a second. Got a lot of questions coming in. It being unemployed and depressed every day is isolation also. Oh, you referring to the latest short form video I made, Iksan? Being unemployed and depressed every day is isolation. I mean, in some capacity, but the question is, why are you unemployed? Is it because you don't want to work? Is it because you have a health condition? Like, what is the reason? Is it hard to find work? Like, what is, and where's the depression coming from? This is stuff we want to dive into. Alex said, it's been 2 months. You cut it down to 1 hour, Jake. That's progress. That's progress. Well, yeah, Gunnar, I actually went a year and a half without jerking it. Very transformational experience. Gained a lot of control and understanding of my sexuality. Alex said it's been 2 months since we broke up, and she's been texting me on New Year, do I move on? Well, the question is, why did you break up, and why is she texting you? I'm Juliana. I'm 18. Hold on one second, Juliana. We're gonna get to your question in a second. Zara on YouTube said, one day after my sleep paralysis dream, my boyfriend changed, like was possessed almost, and I endured 2 years of life-threatening abuse. Oh wow, okay, that's deep. That's deep. That's in some way you could say predicting the future. I don't know. Juliana, to your question. I'm 18. He's 21. Only reaches out when he needs something. If you know, you know. I feel like I'm getting manipulated. Don't know. Okay, yeah, Juliana. He's only 3 years older than you. Not a massive age gap, but he only reaches out when he needs one thing. He enjoys you for those purposes. Nothing more. Question is, are you on the same page or do you want something more? If you want something more, you might have to find that with somebody else. But, Juliana, if you want to dive into the deeper components of this, feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM walking me through like the actual in-depth details and we can dive into it. Hart said, I hate to force myself to fit in at work. when the people there just don't match my vibe. Don't force yourself to fit in. Be your unique self. There's going to be one or two people in particular that gravitate towards you. Some other people that judge you. That's okay. You don't want to compromise who you are. You like the word components. I like it too. Let's see. I'm trying to recover after a 2-year... Nathan, I'm trying to recover after 2-year secret relationship. I got isolated. Nathan, when you say you're trying to recover after a 2-year secret relationship, you mean like you live with your parents and you never let them know that you're in a relationship? When you say secret relationship, what do you mean? Could you break that down for me, please? Haley said, do you have a degree in social work or field related? If so, where did you go? Curious question. Yeah, Haley. So I actually dropped out of university to do this. I was studying psychology to become a therapist, and I was learning more about psychology on my own time rather than being in university. So I figured I'd drop out and learn more on my own time, and I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice so far, so it's been a blessing. So no, I don't have any degrees. Good morning, my friend. Can I be your friend? I'm not looking for friends, but appreciate you asking. Ovo, how do I stop self-sabotaging my own success? Because you're afraid of it. That's the first understanding. You're sabotaging your success. Here's one thing to keep in mind. You ready? Everybody talks about the fear of failure. How often do you ever feel about... How often do you feel? How often do you ever hear about the fear of success? Because here's the thing. If you're genuinely going to level up and be successful, what does that require of me? The amount of time commitment, the workload, the energy I have to put into this, the things I'm building, the things I have to sacrifice. Being successful in whatever capacity that means for you is difficult and easy at the same time. There's a balance. But if you're self-sabotaging your success, it's either because you're afraid of it or because the success you're trying to gain, you don't actually connect to it. You're just trying to convince yourself that you do. So there's a few things to dive into here, Ovo. I would love to hear more about what you're trying to be successful at to really help you out with this. So Ovo, if you want to shoot me a follow and a direct message about this, we'd love to dive into it with you. Let's see. Hi, bro. iShowSpeed is streaming me. I don't know if that's true, but awesome. Why do people love eating? Because it's a part of something that keeps human beings fundamentally alive. And food tastes good. How do I calm my fear? Oh, Mario, that's a good question. Let's see. How do I calm my fear down after being threatened? Okay, that's a really good question. How to calm your fear after being threatened. Okay. Well, the question is like what the threat is, and if it's just all talk or not, because that could be actually dangerous. But to calm your fear down, Mario, there's going to be an intricate situation. I don't know what someone threatened you, if there needs to be like legal professionals involved in this. Like Mario, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about the actual details of this, I'll be able to give you personalized advice on it. Sadia, what's going on? How old are you, life coach? I'm in my early 20s. I have been in a relationship for 2 months. One of first, she lied to me that she loved me. How to move on? We already answered that question. Let's see. Amy said, why do people feel the need to speak bad of others? People feel the need to speak bad of others because they can't actually have an open conversation with the person about what they didn't like of how they present. Like someone did something wrong to you or made a mistake or made you feel bad. People don't want to confront that and have a conversation to actually gain connection. They'd rather just talk behind their back. It's easier. They don't have to actually confront reality. It just disconnects themselves further, though. And then another reason as to why people feel the need to speak bad about other people is because they're speaking bad about themselves 24/7. And so that only extends to other people naturally. Let's see. These are some good questions, guys. How do I stop looking for empathy from my boyfriend? If empathy, meaning them caring, and your boyfriend or best friend doesn't care, I don't know if you guys should be together. You can't stop that's a need of yours for your partner to care about you. That's required to be in a relationship. That doesn't exist. There's no foundation to this relationship. Hey, sir, I need your advice. Sounds good. Throw a question down below. KJ said, I'm really sad. Why are you sad? I was very sad the other day. Question. I just lost my best friend of 25 years. Will the pain ever stop? It's a good question. The pain may not 100% go away, but but the pain you're experiencing now, it won't be like this forever. That you don't have to be concerned about. That being said, don't run away from the feelings. But Junior Roberts, I did a bunch of lectures in my group coaching practice around like grief and loss and processing. If you want any of those lectures, I'll shoot them over to you for free. Just shoot me a DM about it. Daniel said, I have hard work, but the company pays me so well, but my nerves are crazy. I don't know what to do. Okay, your work is difficult to do. The company pays you well. Your nerves are crazy. Here's the question. Is there a way to overcome or integrate this stress and understand it better to develop a way to be more effective? Or is it that the level of nerves you're going to get from this is never going to be overcame? And then the question then is like, do I sacrifice my health and my sanity for money? And that question, the answer is most likely you shouldn't do that. But I don't know the in-depth situation. So Daniel, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about what you do for work, where the stress comes up, would love to dive into this with you. All right, let's mute this guy because he's spamming the same comment. Let's see. Hold up. Where are the comments? Here we go. Let him cook. Let's see. Hi, Coach. What's going on? As a student, can you please give advice about money? Well, I don't know how much money you make, what you're trying to use the money for. So without knowing that, I can't really advise you on anything. But I'm also not a financial advisor. But I could give you my opinion. What's going on, Jacob? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Eli, my girlfriend said she wants to be single and work on herself for this year because she's emotionally OVW. I don't know what OVW means, but if your girlfriend says she wants to be single and work on herself, it means she doesn't want to be with you. Because here's the thing about working on yourself, you can do that in a relationship. You can do it in a relationship. Me and my girlfriend work on ourselves I have insecurities. I work on things in my relationship with my girlfriend all the time. I don't just say I want to be single because I want to work on myself. If your girlfriend is saying that to you, there's something deeper going on, right? It's not just that. I'm 17, graduating this year, but I don't know what I want to do, and it scares me. Yeah, I felt the same way when I didn't know what to do. But here's the thing, Jake. You want to dive into, like, where can I feel connected in my life? What concepts, what industries am I curious about? Start to do a lot of research on that, and you'll start to find your way. My mom always sides with her boyfriend, even though he's clearly fooling her. Tried talking, she got aggressive. Kaloy, you could definitely try to word the conversation in one or two other ways, but Kaloy, if your mom is with a toxic boyfriend, she doesn't have good choice in partners, she's not going to be emotionally available and have a conversation. You might just have to let her learn from her mistakes. I know it's hard to say. But Kaloy, I don't know the in-depth situation of this and what the dynamic is like, so if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I'd love to dive into it further with you. See what you could really do. SK, back at college and already have work. Yeah, that's how it goes, bro. That's how it goes. Self-growth. How can I stop addiction? Please, I'm 18. Well, when you're addicted to something, you usually want to dive into the components of where do I feel disconnected? Where do I feel disconnected in my life? Where do I feel stuck? Where do I feel like I'm not grounded? And where do I feel like I need to chase pleasure because I don't have any natural pleasure in my life? That's a good place to start to interact with us, Charles. And Charles, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about it, you can. Put the gold on display and charge people. Oh, someone else. Someone else was saying that. I want to focus on being better in school, but I also want to take a break since it's exhausting. Yeah, take small breaks. Take 15 minutes off, whatever the case is. So focus on being better, but schedule this out effectively for yourself. Do I have a husband or wife? I have a beautiful girlfriend. How to improve self-confidence. Start to do the things that you say yourself you're going to do and you keep not doing. That'll help. Bro, I need your advice. I haven't gooned in 7 days. I feel new. There you go. See, this is what happens, guys. When you stop doing that all the time, you start to like you gain a little bit more energy, right? Because you're not just wasting it all the time. So the question is, what do you want to do with that energy? What do you want to build? What do you want to pursue? When's the right time to say the I word in a relationship and how? Oh, this is a really good question. There's no right time to say like I love you in a relationship, but it is at a time where you like at the first few times you think about saying I love you to someone, don't say it. But you know that you're getting closer to that and a genuine deep level of care for them. So you want to investigate it deeper. Do I actually love them or am I just infatuated with them? Deep questions you want to ask yourself. But it's actually funny. Me and my girlfriend, she said I love you first. And actually, I've never told you guys this. Before my current relationship, I've had maybe like 3 or 4 serious relationships and like, some shorter term dating experiences. Before this relationship, I have never told a girl that I love her. Why? I never felt truly connected. I never felt I was like if I say I love you to someone, I want to be certain. And guys, me and my girlfriend me and my girlfriend both knew that we wanted to say I love you to each other, but it was like a few months into the relationship, we were both thinking, oh, maybe it's too early. So instead of saying I love you, we would start to say I really, 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 really like you. And that was our way of like saying I love you without actually saying it yet, because nobody said it first. And anyway, one night we I think we went out to dinner, and then me and my girlfriend got back to my house. We go up to my room. We're laying in bed, and she looks at me, and I had a feeling about something. Anyway, she looks at me, and she says, "I love you." And I've since I've never said it to a girl before, I've never really heard it from. Since I've never said it, I've never really heard it from a past partner before. And then, okay, well, now I'm going to say it back, and I've never said that before. So, I kid you not, when my girlfriend said I love you for the first time to me, I genuinely stared at her for 2 minutes straight before I said it. Like, I was literally frozen in time. I was so, like, my body just shut down. I didn't know what to do. She's just so casually like, I love you. And I'm just sitting there like, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. But Zara said, "Oh, that's adorable." I feel like I'm about to cry, guys. I'm about to cry. I love her so much. But yeah, that's no right time. But low key have to set a date again. Absolutely. But yeah, the right time to say I love you. It's not a right time. It's about knowing you're certain about it. And Angela said, "How do I get more guys to like me?" Well, it sounds like your question is rooted in attention rather than actually finding somebody right for you. So, if you want more guys to like you as a person, you have to showcase and develop your personality. If you just want more attention, you could go on Snapchat and add the next 100 guys that live in your town, or you could post half naked pictures of yourself on social media. But if you want guys to actually like you have to show them who you actually are. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. Don't make the mistake as a woman to do things to get guys to like you, and it's really just getting attention. You don't want to fall into that. How to deal with a biased coach in volleyball? That's difficult. Well, if you're the only person on the team that thinks they're biased, that's going to be a little bit challenging. If everybody thinks they're biased, and you're just the one who feels like conversating about it, might be good to bring up a conversation with them and just say, "Hey, look, I feel like you're a little bit biased." Or actually frame the conversation, especially if this is your coach. Say like, "Hey, coach, I've just been thinking about something, and I don't know if you're open to any sort of constructive criticism because I don't want to come off and like try and criticize you, but I just wanted to see if I could speak my mind openly." And if they consent to you speaking your mind, the floor is yours. But it can be difficult, especially if they're in an authority position and you're like a teenager in school or something. Let's see. You'll never find another love like that? Yeah, I know. Me and my girl we're set for life. Do you really think you have any influence to these strangers that you talk to? Absolutely, because I do sessions with people all the time, and we have people come in these TikTok lives, ask me a question, and then 2 days later come in and say, "Hey, the advice really helped. Hey, I did this in my relationship. Hey, my confidence is better." So yes, the advice I'm giving people on here is absolutely making a difference. What do you think of the Super Bowl happening in 10 minutes? I'm not going to watch it. I don't really care. I'm 21 years old. I don't feel like my life is progressing at all. Is this normal? It's not abnormal. If you feel like your life isn't progressing, the question is, why don't you feel like it's progressing? Are you living the same day over and over again? Are you not pursuing the things that you care about? Those are some deeper components you want to dive into. What is a life coach? Well, essentially, I'm a self-growth coach. I just put life coach on here because people understand it better sometimes. We dive into self-growth. Essentially, my job is to help you reach the best version of yourself, whatever that means in your life, whether it's facing insecurities, building confidence, fixing relationships. We dive into a lot of different stuff. Megan said, I'm back. What's going on? Eli said, overwhelmed. What to do about retroactive jealousy? It's a good question. Have a conversation with your partner about it. Don't try to hide it. Yeah, retroactive jealousy is very common, actually. Like, when you're with someone you really care about, like, knowing that they've been with other people in the past, it's not a comfortable feeling. And you could say it's based on insecurity, which in some part it is, but have a conversation with your partner about it. And don't like, oh my God, I can't believe you had a past. No, it's just like, hey, sometimes I think about X, Y, and Z, and I just feel this way about it. Make it known, because they've probably thought about that before too. Like, my girlfriend knows that I am uncomfortable that she's been with somebody else before. And I know that my girlfriend is very uncomfortable that I've been with someone else. It doesn't destroy your relationship, though. It's just something that you experience sometimes. Do you believe in arranged marriage? Absolutely not. I know this is a cultural and religious tradition for a lot of Eastern cultures, but arranged marriage is basically most of the time setting yourself up for failure. You're taking like a lifelong commitment to be with somebody you've never met and you don't care about. Maybe you develop feelings and you do care about them and they can morph into something beautiful, but a lot of people who I've talked to or have just heard about or seen in my coach's coaching practice, a lot of people get into arranged marriages are miserable. You didn't choose to marry them. You don't actually want to be with them. How to be creative? Well, ultimately, fundamentally, creativity is really just taking an idea and putting it into reality. Give yourself space to experience that creativity, to get into the flow, to do things that you enjoy, to build upon it. Creativity is just taking something you're inspired by, putting it into reality. How to know you're ready to trade crypto? You can afford to lose the money and you won't go homeless. I think that's a decent way to go about it. Start investing when you have enough that you can live comfortably and you can also invest more. Emotionally overwhelmed is what she was saying for the 1 year. Wait, Eli, could you rephrase? I've been going through a bunch of questions. Eli, emotionally overwhelmed is what she was saying for the first year. Could you repeat the full question? Matthew said, what do you do if you passed up for a promotion you've been working for 5 years for? Well, the question is, why'd you pass it up? Did you decide to go to a different job or something? Because maybe that was a good decision. Something you were working towards, and then you realize you got the destination. You realize it wasn't actually for you. That's possible. If a guy is on and off on his updates and talks less, what does it mean? He was my boyfriend for 1 week. He was your boyfriend for a week, and then he's breaking up with you, and now you're on and off. He doesn't want to commit to you. He just wants to have a good time with you. So the question is, do you want the same thing, or do you want something deeper? Poetry Empire. Should I move to the Netherlands, leave an owed apartment with sea view in my house, and move careers? It's a lot of stuff at once. If you feel aligned to do it. What will you do? Choose the girl you love or choose your parents because they blackmailed? They will what? It sounds like that's just like a hypothetical question. We're answering real questions on here. Why do I crave attention from this one friend even though this person makes me feel miserable? Because them making you feel miserable allows you to experience a certain part of yourself that you haven't experienced with other people. And simultaneously, while you feel miserable, you also feel alive in the process because you feel other roller coaster of emotion. So that's why you crave attention from them. Also, you might have some attachment issues, meaning like maybe you had a poor relationship with your parents and you think your mind unconsciously thinks in love, in people caring about me, in relationships, there has to be dysfunction. Sometimes that is what we believe, even though it doesn't have to persist. How to master talking in front of the camera to be a content creator? Just pick up the camera. When I used to make content, I used to walk around my neighborhood and just record myself talking. And if there was someone walking their dog or a car drove by, I would immediately stop the recording and put it in my pocket and act like I'm just walking because I was insecure. I cared about what other people thought. Now there's over 100 people on here listening to me talk, and I'm not nervous about it at all. And I'd love to get more opportunities to speak in person in front of people. I just want to do it. I want to expand. So getting master talking in front of the camera, start talking in front of the camera. That's it. And you don't have to do it in front of other people on live like this. You could just make videos and not post them at first. PA, appreciate the gift. Your hands are cold? Yeah, I don't know where you live, but it's cold out. Kate, can I DM you a question about progress? Yeah, absolutely. Can you give it? Yeah, Kate, I saw your DM come in like an hour or two ago. I apologize, I didn't get back to you yet. There's so many DMs backed up, and I was on client sessions, and I had a meeting with my coaches in my coaching practice. I was all over the place today. Can you give advice on what to do? Can you give advice on what to do? Break up from first breakup. Oh, you mean this is your first relationship? Oh, okay. If that's the question, don't run away from the emotions, and look at the reflections of how you can not repeat certain patterns in your future relationships, choose better partner, and what you truly want to build with someone. Don't run away from the feelings, though. I'm getting really hungry all of a sudden. How to stop caring about what other people think? Well, you're never going to not care about what people think entirely. But, hold on, I'm trying to get back to your question. The comment section moved. There we go. How to stop caring about what other people think. Connect so deeply to the things you're building in your life that nothing is going to stop you. And when somebody gives you an opinion, okay, cool. Thanks. That's not changing anything. So if you're not going to give me a constructive criticism, if you're not going to give me constructive criticism that can actually help me, don't tell me your opinion. You could say that to people. Hey, every time you criticize me, it never helps me out in this particular area. Let's just not have a conversation about this. I want to respect that we disagree with each other, and that's fine. Don't keep criticizing me. You could say that. I might go to America for a few months to work, but I don't want to leave my girlfriend in Europe. What do I do? Does your girlfriend have a full-time job in Europe? If not, take her with you. Thoughts on psychedelics gain a shift of perspective? I know a lot of people that have done it and have gained very beautiful perspectives, but I will say a lot of people, if you're just doing it for that purpose, and you're not building upon it, it's not going to work. But also, it's technically, for the most part, an illegal drug, so I'm not going to advise you to do it. I've never done it. But I do know some people have had some beautiful experiences on it, and there's also certain people where if you take too much, you lose your mind, and you never find it again. So you got to be very careful. But yeah, some people get a good shift in perspective, but I will say the people that I know that got a shift in perspective on a spiritual basis from their psychedelic experience, they're still doing the things that they say they didn't want to do. Like, they had a perspective shift taking it like 3 years ago, and then they went and started working a job that they always said they didn't want to do. So, look, I've never done it, but there's some people that it helps, and there's some people it doesn't really do anything. But here's the thing, you don't need it. That's what you need to know. You don't need it to get a shift of perspective. Sure, it can be of assistance, but you don't need it. That's why I never took it. I'm like, I want to get as far as I possibly can on my spiritual journey without having to take drugs to do it. How to be confident when you're speaking in public? Well, analyze the nervousness and allow it to be there a little bit. And you can also dive into getting really strong beliefs behind what you're actually presenting in public. Because then you know what you're talking about and you care about it. So there's an enthusiasm there. What do you think about religion? It has a place. I like spirituality. I like religions. I'm not a part of anyone in particular because I think there's so many different expansive perspectives. Should I take revenge to the person who I was exclusively dating 2 years ago because he's got a girlfriend also? We were dating. Should I get revenge on the person who I was dating 2 years ago because he got a girlfriend while you were dating? No, because if you take revenge on it, your karma will come for you. I want you guys to recognize something. In life, you don't get away with anything. If you do something to somebody, that's coming back to you. So just know if you do take revenge, it's coming back for you. Don't complain when it does. But if you decide that you don't want to take revenge and actually let go and process this, you're going to feel a lot more content in your life. My girlfriend said she wants to be single and work on herself for this year because she's emotionally drained or emotionally disconnected. Okay. Yeah. Question is, what is she emotionally drained from? Your relationship, your lack of communication? Does she have a poor relationship with her emotions by herself? There's a lot of stuff to dive into here, Eli. And yeah, feel free to shoot me a DM about it. Can you advise me? I already answered that question. Amo Realtor. Hold on. Your question disappeared. Let me get back to it. He cheated on me so much, but I'm still with him. We've known each other for 4 years. Okay, if he's cheated on you multiple times and you're still together, please shoot me a follow and a DM about why you're still with him. And I'd love to dive into this with you, and see what the best decision is for you here and what you can work through. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get the door. We're gonna have some future psychologists come in here as well. All right, let's see. What I'm struggling is that I can't do what I have planned. Well, if you're struggling to do something that you have planned, you don't have a deep enough connection onto the thing that you have planned, and maybe you're just not. Maybe it's a scheduling issue. Maybe you're not connected to it on a deep soul-to-soul level, but it could just be a scheduling issue, and you're not actually committing to the process, and you're trying to overdo it or underdo it. And there's all different capacities to this. A lot of different possibilities. Is staying with your first love missing out on new experiences? Not if you genuinely see yourself being with them for the rest of your life. If you know for certain you're not going to be with them and you're just staying with them because you're comfortable, that's a different story. When I'm stressed, I act like a cat. Is that okay? Not so sure about that. Gina said, I'm not trying to be rude, but did you go to school for this stuff? Nope. I dropped out of university and I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. Is it a red flag that my first relationship lasted 2 months? What's going on? Is it a red flag that my first relationship lasted 2 months? I did nothing wrong. Well, if your first relationship lasted 2 months and you did nothing wrong, there could be a possibility that they either did everything wrong, but relationships are always a two-way street. So you want to investigate a little bit deeper. What could I have possibly messed up on that I am not actually paying attention to? That's not a bad idea to dive a little bit deeper into. There's a guy I love, and he needs to choose between me and his parents because his parents blackmailed him. Choosing between his French. If there's a situation like that, you got to shoot me a DM about that because that's going to require me to know a lot more details to help you address this. Goat on live. Appreciate you. I failed my first university engineering year, and I live with my parents. See my worth in my grades? Can you rephrase that question, please? Please tell me to go to sleep. Who's the real joke? Go to sleep. Violet said, I'm nervous about something. What are you nervous about? Neuroth, if I have this attachment with the friend that makes me miserable, how do I detach myself from him? Spend less time with them. Have an open conversation about them making you miserable. How to pick a career. Well, you have to see what you're actually interested in. It's a good place to start. Look at different industries, things you're curious about. Hey, Andre, what's going on? I'll get back to you in the DMs shortly. Or on WhatsApp, not in the DMs. Let's see. Do you honestly think to achieve greatness, it has to be trained from when you're young? No, absolutely not. A lot of people, like, for example, I play drums, and I've been playing drums since I was 13 years old. There's certain drummers on YouTube that are 6 years old, and they're like times 15 my skill level. Because, when you're a kid, you're in like under 7 years old, your brain is like in hypnosis, basically. It's a lower state. It's like a theta, is like the brainwave state. You learn a lot quicker and absorb information naturally as a child. So he naturally picks up on things faster than me. But no, because a lot of like kids aren't taught like to be business owners, right? And stuff like that. So it's like to achieve greatness, it doesn't have to be trained from when you're young. Absolutely not. There's a lot of people who are millionaires that have greatly messed up in their life. And then later in life, they make that kind of money and genuinely help people while doing it. What can I do to sleep better? To sleep better, hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, what can I do to sleep better? You want to start to go to bed a little bit earlier. Spend a little bit less time on your phone because looking at the blue light redacts the amount of melatonin that's being produced in your brain, which actually allows you to sleep. Also, address the stresses in your life. Address the things that are keeping you up thinking. Gina said, I just say no one's better than you. so just speak. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. How does still exist when you lost someone? You already do exist, my friend. You're already still here. Dealing with a breakup? Feel the feelings. That's the first place. It's the first thing. How to get over approach anxiety with women? That's a good question, Josh. Approach anxiety with women. So the anxiety may not go away. You just do it anyway. That's called courage, right? When I went up to my girlfriend in last year in a coffee shop to ask her for her number, she obviously wasn't my girlfriend at the time, just some cute girl on the other side of the coffee shop. I sat in my head for about 15, 20 minutes anxious to go up to her before I went up to her. So I was anxious, but I didn't. You can approach while you're anxious. That's the key here. That's what you got to pay attention to. How do you move on from a great person? Well, it depends on why you guys separated, why you guys aren't together anymore. My ex-girlfriend is bipolar. Everything was great, and then she went into a manic episode and left me. That's really rough. Yeah, it could definitely get complicated when there's clinical diagnoses in there and people are really struggling. Yeah, Brant, feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, because there's going to be some deep components to dive into. Someone said just take Tylenol PM. Definitely do not take Tylenol or Advil or anything if you're not actually sick. It is not good for your liver. It's not good for your body. Okay. He initiates snaps but delays text. Doesn't ask questions about me. Reactivated a dating app. Sounds like he just wants you for short-term fun. How tall am I? I'm 5'6". How do I stop procrastinating? Well, you want to see why you're disconnected from it. Where do you feel stuck? And do you actually care about the thing you're trying to build? Do you see the payoff? Most of the time, procrastination occurs because your mind doesn't see the payoff of the work you have to do to the thing that you achieve. You don't really care or connect too deeply to it. So you got to work on that connection piece or find something else to build. If I have symptoms of ADHD, should I consult a doctor? Yeah, go see a medical professional. Why not? You might be able to help. Will you be my coach? Possibly. I use your live to sleep. Sounds good. Let's see. Everything is broken. Podcast says it just seems a whole lot of common sense here. Well, unfortunately, everything is broken. Whatever your actual name is. Unfortunately, not everyone here is as intelligent as you. I know you're God and everything, and you know everything, but some of us aren't as intelligent as you. So, I guess some of this stuff sounds like common sense. Sorry. Let's see. What about hockey? Is once a cheater always a cheater? Not necessarily, but if they cheated on you, I wouldn't recommend going back to them. How do I gain confidence to not be SHH? I don't know what SHH means. How to forgive someone that hurt you or that hurt you? Well, depending on if you're still in communication with them, having a conversation about them, see if they can take accountability. If they're not in your life anymore, you're going to want to do a lot of reflection. Feel the experiences, but understand that what they did is not a reflection of you. Tracy said, DM'd you. Sounds good, Tracy. Looking forward to connecting. Hello from New York. What's going on, Marissa? I'm not that far away from you. My girlfriend blank in a car accident. I'm trying not to think about it. Okay, that's really rough. Please shoot me a DM about that. How do I tell a girl who likes me that I'm still not over... How do I tell a girl who likes me that I'm still not over my ex from 2 years ago? If you're not over your ex from 2 years ago and you're trying to tell the girl that you like now, your relationship with her probably isn't going to work if you're so emotionally attached to the person that's not in your life anymore. So that's definitely something to start to dive into. And you might not be ready to date because you haven't fully processed this. She acts like I never exist now, even though we used to be so close. She doesn't care. Don't try and force attention from somebody that doesn't care to be in connection with you. Terry said, I've been with my boyfriend for 33 years. It's been great, but a lot of work. Yeah, relationships are a lot of work, but it's awesome that you guys have been together for so long. Wow, so people can just make stuff up under the guise of life coaching. Is there a board for y'all? Oh, religious. You're the same one that asked the question. When you were asking me the question, you said girl in front of it. So you're just trying to insult me. So we're going to ignore your questions, but appreciate you being present with us. Matthew, went on a break, stayed in touch. pretty well, and then she changed numbers and never texted me. That's the problem with breaks, Matthew. Here's my commitment for my personal relationships. You don't go on breaks. Here's why. You don't need a break if you're going through a difficult time with your partner. You need more communication. Now, if you feel like you're avoiding the situations, or one or more person has to not get in tune with their emotions and they want to run away from it, that it can go under the category of, yeah, let's just go on a break because it makes it easier to sit with myself and feel the emotions because I can't do it with you. That's not somebody who currently feels like they have the capacity to be in a long-term relationship. That's why it didn't work. That's why she changed numbers and never texted. Going on breaks, going no contact, it's always uncertain. So just know that if you continue or you decide to do breaks and things of that nature in the future, it's not certain that they text you again after. It's always unpredictable. Fresh breakup, I need advice. Why did you guys break up? Healthy talking stage communication, first month. This is up to the individual, right? There's no one size fits all for this. Some people like to text 4 times a day. Some people like to text 15 times a day. The thing about in the first month is like you can if it's the first month and you guys are actually committing to each other, like you guys are actually dating seriously, you can talk about it. Hey, how often? Like you could talk about it in person. Don't send a text about it. But it's like, hey, like how often do you like when I text you? Like get their opinion. You can have a conversation about this. How to deal with burnout? Let's see. Artillery. Do you stream on email? I don't think you can stream on email. I've never heard of that in my entire life. So how do you deal with being burnt out? Well, you want to see what point you got to that actually got you there, because you were either burnt out because you worked too hard on one particular task and didn't give any time to yourself, or you're burnt out over something you didn't even work that hard at. You're not connected to. You don't care about it. So it makes you feel stuck. So that's the first reflection point for you, John. And if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about it of why you feel like you got burnt out, I'd love to dive into it deeper with you. Gore said, yo, Brad, sent you a reply. Didn't know if you saw it from yesterday. Gores, I know you messaged me. I saw it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it yet. For any of you guys that DM'd me yesterday, unfortunately, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you yet. I have so many DMs coming in that I literally don't have enough time in a day to get back to everyone. But don't worry. Anyone who DMs me, I get back to you. I always get back to you. It's just not always instantaneously. So, Gores, I didn't forget about you. Don't worry. French, I already messaged you. I wrote... hold on. I wrote my story. It's so hard for me. I don't know what to do with my situation. Okay. Appreciate you sending over the message. I'll get back to you when I can. How do I propose? Oh, how long have you guys been together? I'm a very logical guy, and women don't get attracted through logic. How do I become more emotional? Well, this is a really good question, Josh. You're asking some really good questions. Josh, shoot me a follow, because I want to see you back in these lives, and I want to dive into some stuff deeper with you. I'm a very logical guy, and women don't get attracted through logic. How do I become more emotional? It's not about becoming more emotional. It's about getting in tune with your emotions. There's a difference, right? Because naturally, your woman is going to be more emotional than you. She's going to cry more often than you. She's going to be a little bit more neurotic than you. This is normal. It's biology. But becoming more emotional, you just have to get in tune with your emotions. Question is it's like, what's my relationship with my sadness, my anger, my frustration? Can I feel it? Because if you can feel it, oftentimes as men, we don't know how to feel these things. We feel it for a second, let me hit the gym. You feel it for a second, distract myself. Feel it for a second, start smoking. Feel it for a second, start having a conversation with someone. You avoid it, right? So if you can start to just feel your emotions a little bit more, then you'll be able to start to read when she's experiencing it and hold space for her. And then she's fully seen and heard from you. That'll have her be attracted to you, because most men are not going to be there for her. And if you're there for her, that'll help. Mandy, what's going on again? I would like to learn how to communicate better. Any tips? Well, it depends on what level of communication with what. Is this a friendship, work relationship, romantic relationships? But communicating... Here's the thing about communication, guys. Communication, communication is just words and body language. Those are the two types of communications. It's how you're literally talking and how you're making people feel based on your facial expressions or your body language movement. But communication at the deepest level is really just an expression of the things that are true inside of you. Communicating better is getting more comfortable within your beliefs, your opinions, your perspectives, right? It's like I'm able to communicate effectively on here with you guys when you ask me a question because I'm not thinking too deeply about the question that you ask me. I'm just seeing what comes up and I'm confident enough to say what first comes up and explore it with you guys. And maybe sometimes you may see me answer a question, say something, and then retract that and say, well, actually, no, that's not true. It's this instead, right? You just got to be confident enough to express yourself authentically, and that's essentially what communication is. And then you can communicate effectively when you actually know what you're experiencing. I broke up because he's dismissive, and I do a lot of emotional labor. Otherwise, he's great. How to move on? Okay, well, here's the thing. You're saying you broke up because he's dismissive, and you do a lot of emotional labor. Otherwise, he's great. So you're still attached to him. He's great. You wouldn't be telling me he's great if you broke up with him. But how do you move on? Acknowledge that if he's very dismissive and couldn't have confrontational conversation with you and address the deeper components of your relationship that you actually had to interact with, then you're leaving space now to process and be with somebody that's actually going to be able to provide for you and be there emotionally, right? So to start to move on, feel the loss. That's the thing we don't get. What's the 3-step method to moving on? Feel sad. Feel broken. Not forever, but if you feel that for a day and you feel like locking yourself in your room for an hour, sometimes that's what you have to do. I'm not recommending you do it, but sometimes it's something that's going to lead you a little bit closer, experiencing your emotions. But you don't always have to do that locked in your room. You can go for a walk. You do a lot of other things. I like what's going on, Greg. I'm pretty sure you were in here the other day. I like how he specifically avoided my request. I have a name. My name is Brad. I like how he specifically avoided my request to see literally any qualification. So here's what you could do, Greg. Ask a question about something you're dealing with and you want to advance within your life. I'll give you an answer that will help you change your life. Other than that, you could still throw these comments down below. That's fine. No worries. Hope you had a nice weekend. You too, Gores. Entered 20 with big opportunities, privilege and perks. At 22, I failed till today. Now I'm 25. Entered 20 with big opportunities, privilege and perks. At 22, I failed. But when you say failed, what does that mean? Maybe the opportunities didn't go through because, yeah, maybe you made some mistakes and there's other things you can experience now. Hey, Brad, appreciate the gifts on YouTube. But sometimes opportunities that seem like they have to fail to leave room for something else that's going to truly be right for you. Don't ignore your intuition. Absolutely. What can a person with ambition do in steps to trigger self-growth and be more confident in anything? What can a person with ambition do in steps to trigger... Hey, Brad, appreciate the gifts again. What can a person with ambition do in steps to trigger self-growth and be more confident in anything? Well, it's not about trying to be confident in anything. It's about trying to be confident in something that you're pursuing, something that you care about. So analyze the top 1 or 2 areas that you actually want to get connected to, and then the smallest possible action step that you can do something to lead you towards the person that you say you are or you want to become, because then in the process you will become that as you are doing it. And that task may take 5 minutes, may take 10 minutes, may take 3 years. I feel like an option. He said he's busy. I said, I know you're busy. I'm sorry if I hurt you saying that. He blocked you. Okay, yeah, this is a guy that's not serious about dating. You dodged a bullet. If he's saying he's busy and you apologize for that, and then he blocked you, this isn't somebody that you could be with. I see. So one would need to rebuild trust and confidence in themselves. I lack confidence. Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes, and this is not always, by the way, just a perspective, sometimes you don't trust other people because you don't trust yourself. And that's simply extended. Because think about it like this. If you don't trust yourself to take action when you tell yourself you're going to, if you constantly procrastinate, you constantly lie or tell half-truths, and you don't trust yourself, you're going to walk around reality thinking that everyone else is doing the same thing. Because you don't see that integrity and faith within yourself. So then, what happens? You start to attract people who are exactly like you. You get upset that they hurt you, not understanding that you're just hurting yourself and they're reflecting that back to you. Not a comfortable reflection, but sometimes what's going on. What do you advise a 16-year-old who doesn't know what they want to do in their future? Well, first, take a deep breath because you have some time. Second thing, look at different industries, look at different creative opportunities, look at different concepts that you're curious about, that maybe you could develop a passion with over the next year or two. And then it may be an easy transition when you're going to university or starting a business or whatever you decide to do. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but give yourself space to explore these things. That's the best that you can do when you're 16. The thing that I did when I was 16 is I convinced myself I wanted to run a business, but I didn't really do anything to push myself closer to figure out what that was. So if you're pushing yourself just a little bit to figure it out, I think it'd be helpful. Could you please elaborate on the 3-step process for moving on? Thank you so much, Brad. Guy, I think you might have heard me wrong. I think I was saying, or what I know what I was saying is I was saying there is not a 3-step method for moving on. I was saying some people make the mistake in thinking that there is that. First step for you though, Guy, feel the emotions. Second, understand that this needed to end for a reason. Third, in the analysis and reflection and feelings, there's going to be certain understandings that come up. There's going to be certain truths that you weren't looking at before. Pay attention to those, take those into your future dating experiences and relationships, and you won't repeat the cycle. Yo, Brad, what should I do if I can't move on from the company of a friend that did me dirty? Can't move on from the company of a friend that, well, you can't, it's your word choice that's keeping you stuck for him, you know? You're saying I can't move on from the company of a friend. If you say the word I can't, you're essentially trying to pursue an impossible task. Now, in reality, this is not an impossible task, but if your mind believes it to be, you won't come up with any creative ideas of how to solve this. Or you're getting in your own way. That's the first reflection here. So you can move on from that company of the friend. Question is, it may take some time, right? It may take some processing. But to start to move on from it, you have to understand why, look, they did you dirty. Do you really want to spend your time with somebody that doesn't respect you? Or do you want to go into a company with somebody who truly values you, and then this situation doesn't happen again? Then you'll move on easily, because it's like, okay, I don't need to give my time to people that respect me. My life is fine, lil bro. Thank you for the, again, Greg, thank you for more criticisms and being disrespectful. But you're boosting the algorithm, so I appreciate you being here. Don't need a kid with no life experience to give vague advice. That's fine, Greg, but why have you been in here for the last 20 minutes if you don't like my advice? Why haven't you gone somewhere else? The advice must be doing something for you. Let's see. Hold on, my comments moved. Dr. Brad, I'm not a doctor. Hi, I'm a private loan lender. Okay, let's checking back in. What's going on, Michael? Welcome back in. Manager of the diesel shop, moving to an investment firm. Crazy days. Okay, sounds good. So you made the transition. You made the transition, man. Hope you're feeling good about it. I have huge trust issues in men. I search for red flags. It makes me anxious. Oh, whoa, Dynamical. I appreciate you being open about this. Please, hold on. I clicked something by accident. Hold up, guys. Dynamical. Please feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, because I want to dive into this with you further and really, really change your life in the DMs and just give you some actionable steps. But to start to address it here, you have huge trust issues in men. You search for red flags. It makes you anxious. Well, because you're searching for red flags, right? You are not paying attention to even attempt to look for green flags. You're looking for all the reasons as to why it wouldn't work out, rather than any reason as to why it could, and you could finally be happy and content and fulfilled in a relationship. But because you only search for the negativity, you only find that. Here's the reality. Positive experiences, negative experiences, positive emotion, negative emotion. It exists within all of us and will be a spectrum forever for the rest of your life. But what you focus on more expands itself further. You guys notice this. If you wake up in the morning and you're feeling bad, how does the rest of your day go? Your boss was suddenly more rude today. Traffic was worse. Was it actually, or was it just your perception of it? So here's the thing. You're only looking for bad experiences, so you'll find them. If you start to look for more positive ones, you'll also find those. So start to shift what you're looking for, and that'll be a first step for you. 2 years ago, I pulled myself up and went out of my comfort zone, and now I'm going back again. All right, well, you pulled yourself out of your comfort zone before, so that means you know you're capable of doing it. The question is, why do you feel like you're retracting? And Jell, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about what you're feeling stuck with, we'd love to dive into it. Guy said, thank you so much. You're welcome. Appreciate the question. You have hypervigilance. All right, well, there could be a lot of scenarios as to why that is. You don't trust people, right? You're vigilant all the time. It's not a bad thing to be aware of your surroundings, by the way. It's a good thing. But you may have a perception that the world is out to get you. And if you have that, you're always going to be on edge. Thoughts on the phrase, awareness alone is curative. Why don't I know? I don't know what the word curative means. Hold on. Curative. Is curative a word? Curative, able to cure disease. Oh, a remedy. Oh, awareness alone is the remedy. That's not true. Josh, awareness is the first step to interacting with, to finding the answer to something. Because here's the thing, you can be aware. For example, a lot of people are aware that they're overweight. They're aware that they need to go to the gym. That's not the remedy. They didn't do anything to lose weight. They're just aware of it. In some ways, awareness leads to more suffering if you don't do anything about it. So awareness is the first step. It is not the end-all be-all. But it's a very necessary step for sure. Can you give me advice to do public speaking bravely and fluently? Well, I don't know what type of presentation you're doing. If it's like you have to recite every single word for word. If it's not that, speak from your heart instead of your mind. Something I'm even still understanding and integrating for myself, but reflect on that. See what comes up for you. Speak from your heart, not your mind. It's an easy way to label someone as a red flag. He's a micro-influencer, goes to events. He doesn't want me to post anything about us or anything. Okay, so maybe he's keeping his options open since he's getting into the influencer world and he, doesn't want to mess anything up. So, worth a conversation. Sky, hey coach, what's going on? Sky, I saw your DM. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to you soon. Friend, I said it before, like I have so many DMs coming, it's like it's impossible for me to get to everyone in one day, but I always respond to my DMs. Don't worry. How to be back with an avoidant girl. You're trying to go back to somebody that is avoiding you. How is that going to work? You have theories of conspiracies. Me too. Hassan said, why don't you read my messages? Or my message? Your message didn't go through, brother. Try to word it in a different way. Maybe TikTok flagged it.
Is that one Instagram and that one's TikTok?
This is YouTube, and this TikTok we have 160 people. YouTube we have 8 people on.
Damn, they're not watching the Super Bowl, they're watching you instead.
Yep.
You must feel really good about yourself.
Yeah. Forgot about the Super Bowl. The urge to watch Korn, help please.
Yeah. Sorry. That was so random.
The urge is that you want to explore your sexuality. You're just not doing it in reality, so you feel disconnected. And also, a lot of prawn is rooted in guilt and shame. Think about it. You're doing it by yourself. You feel shame about your sexuality, so you have to do it by yourself and not with somebody else. So that's the first place to start with it. Josh, great questions. How to deal with the emotional pain of cold approaching over and over again and getting lots of rejection. So you're attaching emotional pain to this. You're attaching your mind to the outcome. You're going into the cold approaching women with the perspective and desire. You can have the desire to get the number, but you have the expectation. Eliminate that expectation, the pain goes away. Why? It's like, hey, let me go up to a girl that I think is cute. Let me start a conversation and see if I like her. Not the other way around. Then you can't experience pain because it's just like, okay, if she doesn't want to talk to me, she doesn't want to talk to me. And if she does, and I don't even like her, okay, cool. You take your expectation out of the equation, changes the whole game for you, Josh. Scares me, but everything else is good. He's not jealous or anything, and he's 10 years older. Well, yeah, Caitlin, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about like the in-depth details about your relationship, would love to dive into it with you. Okay, brother, see you soon. Yeah, Hassan, feel free to shoot me a follow. Hypervigilance, sensitivity, trust issues, food disorder. I am a movie trauma. You're not a movie trauma. You can work through this stuff, man. Don't worry. But sensitivity. Sensitivity is a gift. You just feel like it's a curse. That's why you're feeling stuck with it. I'm a very sensitive person, by the way. I'm deeply sensitive, deeply emotional. I used to have a poor relationship with that part of me, but now I'm actually understanding it, so I don't feel bad about it anymore. Is it normal that I can't eat or sleep the whole day? I force myself to eat, but just 1 or 2 bites. It's not normal. There's probably some stuff that you're stressed with based on some of the stuff you were telling me about. How to understand if she likes you? You have to flirt with her. See if she reciprocates it. We recently had a fight. I said that I was sacrificing time for her. And then she was just angry. Well, I mean, look, sometimes you're going to be angry at each other and be in a fight. The question is, are the fights happening all the time? And can you guys actually get to the bottom of this? Coach, can I have advice for how to become rich in just 5 seconds? Live here right now. Focus on right now. That's it. How do I get my partner to take showers? No shot. You can't really convince your partner to take this such a basic thing. But maybe they're dealing with something like depression or something like that. That could be the case with them not taking showers. But they feel better after it, right?
You have background music though. Chill.
Yeah, it's fire. They can't hear
What
it.
is that?
What?
That light. Where do you get that?
Oh, Brent gave it to me.
This setup's crazy.
Yeah. My girlfriend. Okay, that's
Is this here when your parents are here?
what.
Like this setup?
No, I just. Well, I mean, they don't use this room, but I moved everything. That's the thing, Coach. I kept trying to reach her. I want to fix it ASAP. Well, if you keep trying to reach her and she's ignoring you, you can't force somebody to have a conversation with you. They have to die. They have to be open to it. I'm 25, first ever talking stage. I fumed him, focusing on red flags only. Will you see my DM, please? Yes, I will. I'll dive into it. Do you use the DSM for your advice, or are you just winging it? I'm just winging it. I'm also not a psychologist or therapist, and I don't help people overcome their clinical diagnoses. So I don't deal with schizophrenia and stuff like that. So I don't use the DSM. You do job coaching? It's a part of it. Yeah, depends on what the area is specifically. I always approach a girl, but when I text them, they reciprocate the energy, but never text first. I always approach a girl, but when I text them, they were. What is someone turning on the stove over and over again?
Yeah.
Can you tell them to stop doing that?
Why?
That's not how you fucking do it.
How do you do it?
He's breaking the stove. Just having gas flow through the fucking house.
Just trying to turn it on.
Yeah, that's not how you do it. Tell him to stop.
Jason, Bradley's getting angry about releasing him.
It's literally just putting fucking gas in the house.
He's trying to gas you up, bro.
Jason, you have to turn it you have to turn it a tiny bit and then it'll go on.
It works now. It's working. It's good. It stopped.
You sent the DM. Sounds good, Caitlin. What are you cooking?
Steak.
You guys bought?
Hella steak set. So
You already bought?
Daniel bought. Look.
Yeah.
There's so much food. He bought so much food for us. He goes, I never spend any money. I'm just gonna go all out.
I always approach a girl, but when I text them, they reciprocate the energy, but never text first. Well, it's okay that you're being a masculine leader by texting first, but if they don't reciprocate that if they don't text you back, that's a different story. But if they're texting you back, then who cares who's texting first? Your comments don't appear. Yeah, sometimes TikTok flags the comments. Hey, bro, Ericsson International graduate right now. Never used it for coaching, most leadership. Ericsson International graduate. I've never heard of it, Rob. What is that? If it's something coaching related or mental health related or psychology related, would love if you want to shoot me a DM, Rob. Would love to dive into it with you. You're scared of being rejected, aren't we all? It's human nature. Thing is, when you're rejected, it's only redirection. Don't let it get to your heart. Someone who doesn't find you attractive, it's not a rejection of the soul. Just not everyone's compatible with each other. Would you recommend reading for self-improvement? Scott Zuko on YouTube said. I recommend reading for self-improvement. I recommend 2 books to start with. One's spiritual and one's more motivational and grounded. David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me by him. The book Can't Hurt Me. And then The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle are 2 really good starting places. That's kind of what I started with. How do you decide what risks are... Hold on. How do you decide what risks are worth taking? It's a good question. What risks are worth taking? Which risk is going to lead you to the outcome that you truly desire for yourself? That's going to lead you to fulfillment in your life. Those are the ones worth taking. Yo, how do I get to sleeping when I'm overthinking too much? It's a good question. Take some deep breaths and focus on your breath. And then your mind will start to gravitate towards focusing on your breath and calming your nervous system rather than the thoughts. just make sure that in your life you don't just avoid the overthinking, because if you're overthinking, there's a reason. Your brain's trying to get you to pay attention to something. Number one problem in my life is inability to connect emotionally with people in social life. Okay, number one problem in my life is inability to connect emotionally with people in your social life. It's not that you have an inability to connect with people emotionally. It's just that you don't know how to do it. There's a difference, right? So, but yeah, Josh, I know there was one question earlier that was in relationship to this and feeling numb. So we're definitely have to dive into this in the DMs, because there's going to be some deep components for us to address here. Hi, what's going on, aesthetics? Limbs, I needed an opinion about my boyfriend, please. Sounds good. Limbs, if you want to shoot me throw it in the comments. It might take me a second to get to you because there's a lot of comments coming in. I'm not at the bottom yet. But Limbs, if you want to shoot me a follow or just a DM about this, would love to dive into it with you. And you can throw it down here too. Do you believe in the black pill? The black pill is essentially like the only thing that matters is looks, and everything else is based on biology. And if you don't have the perfect curvature on your chin, then women aren't going to find you attractive. It's a lie. But looks matter, sure. Yeah, looks do matter. Hannah said, do you think ignoring my friend that always gossips about people is the key? Because even me, they gossip. Ignoring my friend that always gossips, yeah, don't engage in it. You can have a conversation with them about doing it less, but if they don't want to stop doing it, you can't force them. But yeah, if they're keeping you stuck, don't keep engaging it. Aesthetics, I have a new streamer to follow. Hey, glad to have you here. Coaching school out of Vancouver. That's awesome, Rob. Yeah, Rob, looking forward to connecting in the DMs. I have a few coaches in my coaching practice, and I always connect with other coaches. It's always great to bounce ideas off of each other, see how we can collaborate too. Limbs, I'm really stressed. Let's dive into it. Yo, Brad, how are you? Nice to see you again. You too, Sonico. Welcome back. I'm doing good. How are you? My neck hurts, though. I'm trying to figure out how to do this more effectively on TikTok Live, because I keep leaning in to click on the comments and then lean back to answer the question. It's like putting a lot of strain on me. Let's see. How to deal with self-sabotage. I feel like I'm already consumed with it. Well, if you're self-sabotaging, you want to dive into like, where's the self-sabotage coming from, and what exactly am I self-sabotaging? Am I afraid of my success? Am I afraid of love? Am I afraid of intimacy? Am I afraid of actually getting what I want? Sometimes that's the case. I have read Can't Hurt Me before. It's so good. Oh yeah, Can't Hurt Me is like a legendary book. How to detach from someone? Well, first you have to break, if you're genuinely trying to detach someone, make sure you're breaking communication, you're not talking to them. Also, understanding why you needed to leave each other, why it couldn't work. And then all of the reflections can consume the logical mind, so you get grounded there. And then emotionally, you can kind of start to break that energetic cord by also feeling the emotions. Don't run away from the emotions you feel about someone. Like when you cry, neurochemically, it's not just water that's flowing down your eyes, it's literally processes, or what would you say, like neurochemicals from your brain that are being released. So crying and feeling emotions actually helps process it. So don't run away from that. But Gianna, if you want to shoot me a follow and a direct message about like who you're trying to detach from, what the situation is, would love to dive into this further. One of my best friends forever is going behind our group's back to start drama, talking. I don't know what to do. If they're going behind your back to start drama, maybe they're not as close of a friend and they're not your best friend forever. Just something to reflect upon. Because would your best friend forever do that to you? I started reading the Bible today. I read some of the Gospel of John. Very nice. I haven't gotten to the Bible yet. Do you know how I can get a copy of my trust? No, I don't. Waffle recipe. How do I get rid of shame and embarrassment after doing something really bad and out of character? Whoa, hold on a second. Out of character. Maybe the character you're playing isn't actually you, and the thing you feel shame and embarrassment for is actually you. Or you made a mistake. But the embarrassment is like, everyone's going to forget about this. People care more about themselves than they do other people. So they're going to forget about this. It's just about forgiving yourself. You're doing good too? Awesome. Can you rate me? No, we don't do, I'm not clavicular. I don't rate people how they look. I can rate your personality if we have a conversation. What?
I want to eat this. It tastes so good. It smells so good.
But yeah, Jasmine, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about certain things in your life,
I can rate her.
To dive into it. You want to rate her?
Yeah, I can rate her.
No. We're not. She's got 230,000 followers.
I'm Clav, bro. I'm Clav. It's true.
No, we're not doing that. We're not rating people. Great advice. Glad it resonates.
Wait, can I see that?
There's my buddy Brad. What's going on, Carter? Yeah, sure. Hold on. This is Jasmine. See him? Just come in the screen.
I can't see.
All right, it's not gonna work then. Who cares? Who cares? I'm a law student struggling with tons of reading advice. When you say read more.
Keep reading.
Well, the question is like, what in particular are you having trouble consuming and understanding? That you want to get really clear with, because that's going to give you the starting place of what you need to interact with and start to face, rather than just like, oh, I don't know how to understand it. I sent you a DM. Would be glad for you to coach me. Yeah, looking forward to connecting, Josh. I've learned people don't forget. They don't forget, but they can forgive. As long as it won't kill the wall. Yeah, don't worry, Josh. Well, Josh, the first coaching session I do with people, always 100% free. And then all my coaching packages are completely customized to each person. So we financially find something that works for you. I don't charge like $3,000 like all these other coaches. It's very affordable. Your comrade that keeps laughing is an ick. Oh, yeah. You called him my comrade? That's funny. Let's see. Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's bad to not be over a girl you dated for 6 years, even though it's been 2 years now? Okay. You dated her for 6 years. It's been 2 years. Well, here's the question, Gerard. Do you feel like you've actually processed the emotions? Have you reflected on this? Have you given yourself time, space, and energy to interact with this? Or since you broke up 2 years ago, have you just been distracting yourself? Saying, I'm just going to be motivated and go to the gym and build in my life and work on my job and my business and like do this stuff. Like that's another form of distraction sometimes. How can I understand my reading of the Bible more? I read it, but I don't know, but I don't feel, wait. How can I understand my reading of the Bible more? I read it, but I don't feel I know it. Okay, yeah, so Sonico, when I asked one of my mentors, like to start my kind of studies of religion and different verses and texts and scriptures, he said, don't try and understand it completely. Let it speak to you. Right? So sometimes you got to read it multiple times and see when it resonates. Right? Not every, like it's a very extensive text, right? So it's not going to make sense always instantaneously. 18 straight out of school. What the? 18 straight out of school onto a big time job at a nuclear base, starting to get tough advice. Okay. Well, the question is, what is it getting tough? Like you're experiencing, like school wasn't that difficult, right? So you're really diving into the real life stresses of work. Question is, how can you start to manage this? I don't know exactly what the particular thing is that you're struggling with or feeling as a result of the job. So Liam, I know you already follow me. If you want to shoot me a DM about this, we'll love to dive into it further. How to stay focused and stop scrolling. Put your phone in another room.
Can I take it live for the cooking?
What?
Cooking?
No.
Why can't I take one for cooking?
No, you can't.
For cooking?
No. How do I stop my...
Account?
What?
You got another account?
Yeah, Instagram, but Instagram only pushes out to your followers, so nobody's going to watch. It's not going to work.
No, but do you have another account, like for Mighty Brad?
No, I don't.
Damn, bro.
No. MJ on YouTube said, why are people taking relationship advice from a virgin, lol? Oh, that's just like a classic troll comment, bro. I haven't slept with that many people, but definitely not a virgin.
He definitely is a virgin. This guy's a virgin, bro. He's lying.
How do I stop my best friend from digging? What do you mean digging? I've tried to work on the feelings, but for some reason she's still on my mind 24/7. Because you're trying to work on the feelings instead of feeling them. You're trying to logically process the feelings. You're not getting in tune with them, right? Especially as men, we get really stuck with this.
I don't know if I have enough followers.
Bree said hi. What's going on? You're 16 and living by yourself. Okay. Turn my phone fully off so I can't access anything. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good step. Alrighty, we finally made it to the bottom of the comment section. It's crazy. crazy. You're 16. You're living by yourself. Why are you living by yourself? What happened? She's in your gym class. You're trying to approach her. Yeah. Just like MJ just said, just have a conversation. And there's no conversation there's no topic that's really off the table. Anything that you're curious about, ask questions that you want the answers to.
Can we co-host? Can we join the live?
No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Why? Bro,
you've
been on for an hour.
Bro, yes. And I'm doing my thing.
How much longer?
I don't know, not that much. When the food's done, I'll come.
Bro.
How did you get into life coaching, and how do you find clients? For example, TikTok and word of mouth. Yeah, I get clients through TikTok, referrals, sometimes in person, Snapchat, Instagram, a lot of different ways. Can I get help for getting apartments and apply for jobs? I've been living myself for 3 years. Where are you living right now? You've been living by yourself since you were 13? Yeah, why do I hear myself in the other room? Oh, it's delayed. Yo, Jason, what's the problem? Okay, what do I do if my friends are really nice, but I hate them for no reason? Well, you don't actually hate them. You're just feeling a little emotionally disconnected. But the question is, where do you feel stuck? Maybe you feel stuck within yourself, and that disappointment, that frustration is being casted towards them. That could be possible. I like your background on the TV. You like it? It's got some calming music on too. You guys can hear it, but it's low enough so I can hear it a tiny bit. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I have a friend, she's struggling to let go of someone that treats her badly. I don't know what to tell her. Well, if she doesn't want to let go of her, she's not going to be able to. The question here, I can hear, my friends are on my TikTok live in the other room, so I can hear myself echoing. Yo, get off the live, bro. I have a friend, she's struggling to let go of someone that treats her badly. I don't know what to tell her. Well, the question is, does she want to let go of that person? If she doesn't want to, you might not be able to convince her to do so. Also said, do you have your own app or website? The website is currently being built and updated since I just added 3 new coaches in my coaching practice, so the website is not live yet. But my own app, I have on school communities, the app, I have a community on there. But that's where I host everything. I don't have my own app. Mike Tyson, you might want to shoot me a DM about this. One wake-up call statement for motivation. What you're looking for is right in front of you. You're just avoiding it. That can help you out. Appreciate it, Aussie. Appreciate you jumping in. Yeah, Aussie, feel free to shoot me a follow if you enjoy these lives. We go live 7 days a week, diving into this stuff. Oh, we got 200 people in here. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys. I think my crush is a crush on me too, but I don't know how to talk to him more. We're just friends. Initiate some level of flirtation, and you'll see if they like you. They'll reciprocate it. I'm languishing this year. What advice do you have for me? What is? You guys are teaching me new vocabulary. Failing to make progress or be successful. Well, what are you trying to be successful with? She wants to let go, but at the same time, she doesn't want to. Well, yeah, she's emotionally attached, but logically she wants to leave. She has to connect to what her life is going to look like in a year from now if she doesn't leave, and what her life could look like in a positive way if she does leave. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like my family just fine, but my friends, I just feel cringed out by them. Maybe they're not your cup of tea. Maybe they're not your crowd. Maybe they're not people you actually connect to, and they're nice people, but you don't connect to them. That could be possible. Or maybe you could be a little bit closed-minded, and that's why you think they're cringy. There's a lot of possibilities. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course. Cunley. Does long distance work? It can, but it's going to be exceptionally challenging, and you have to be exceptionally connected to each other for long distance to work. And you need a vision on when you're then going to move together and live together, because you can't go long distance for 15 years till you meet each other. That's crazy. Hello, I know this is a random question, but can I ask something? Depends what the question is. But yeah, we're here to answer. We're here to give advice and answer your questions. Welcome in, everybody. What would be the top 3 online businesses to get into in 2026? Can set up apps and websites. Marketing agency. I run one of those with my brother. I don't know what marketing agencies, things. That marketing agency, I would say just look into that. It's a big thing in different industries. Vera, what's going on? I'm so overworked and burned out, but I'm a business owner and don't have the means to take leave. Well, if you're overworked and burnt out, but you're a business owner, find somebody to help you out. You pay them money. Less money now means more money later. You may not be able to leave entirely, but you can give yourself some space. That's going to be important, especially as a business owner. Delegate things. And yeah, Vera, if you're struggling to do that, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. I would love to dive into it with you. You can help me more if I send you a DM. I didn't hear your answer to me because I did something. Oh yeah. Mike Tyson, you're in a very unique situation. So if you want to shoot me a DM about the in-depth details, I'll be able to help you out further. Is it okay if you don't want to see your father anymore? Well, it depends on why you don't want to see him. Did he screw you over? Is there like what happened? Been friends for like half a decade. I used to be like that, but I made more friends as it changed. Yeah, maybe you're outgrowing them. It could be a possibility. How to know if a girl likes me while we can only chat online? We meet every summer. I think you might want to connect with somebody who lives closer to you, or establish if you guys actually want to create and cultivate a relationship together. I was talking to this girl for 3 months. She spoke only Spanish, and I felt led on. Never went out. Yeah, Josh, if she doesn't... Oh, do you speak Spanish? Like, I don't know if you speak her language or not. Having stressful days and hardly any time to rest. Any ideas? You have time to rest. You're just not making time for it. At work, you can take a 5-minute breather, right? There's space. You just have to cultivate it. Maybe you don't have 6 hours to kill, right? But you want to dive into this stuff a little bit deeper. I'm in online work, so unfortunately I can't get a replacement. Well, yeah, Vera, would love to hear what you're doing, so see how you can dive into this. Abusive, schizophrenic, and bipolar. What was the original question? Let me see. Is it okay if I don't want to see my father because he's schizophrenic and bipolar? Well, if he's abusive, then it's not unreasonable that you don't want to see him. If you can try to cultivate a deeper relationship with him, that can be useful. But if it feels impossible to do so and he's never open to it, then you might need to create some distance. It's sad to say. Aussie said, how do we sign up for your coaching and how do you charge? I just talk to people in the DMs and then book in calls, book in sessions with them. How do I charge? I mean, credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, and we do it. But how do I charge? I create all my coaching all my coaching packages are completely customized. So there's not like I don't just say this is how much it is per session and this and that. Like every coaching experience is customized per person. So there's very inexpensive options for coaching. There's also some more expensive ones. Depends on what we're doing together.
Yo, we have four viewers, 12 viewers. Yo, Brad, we're stealing all your followers.
What are you on TikTok?
We're on TikTok Live, bro. We just had 5. Well, we have 5 people now. We just had 10. Yo, they're slowly.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
slowly pouring
That's
in.
fire. Vera said I'm gonna
Yo,
send you a
sign
DM.
up for
Sounds good.
contact, boys. We gotta get this. Yo, let's stop talking about it. Let's start doing it right now. We're live.
How do I manage my time for hobbies and studying for school? Create the schedule for school and create the schedule for hobbies. Put it in your calendar.
This guy, he's a psychologist. He just graduated. His PhD. This guy.
Best way to ask a girl on a date?
He does corn.
You just gotta ask her. Say, we should go. We don't ask a girl, hey, do you want to go to a coffee shop with me? You ask a girl by saying, hey, we should go grab coffee sometime. See what she says. Josh, if this is a little bit more particular, shoot me a follow and a DM about it. F said, what are you charging for? I'm not charging for anything right now. Everyone, I'm just giving free advice. But in my coaching practice, I charge for my services. What can you tell if I've never been in a relationship? Well, you have to reflect on why you haven't been in a relationship. How old are you? Because if you're young, then it makes sense. I've been looking for a coach, so the algorithm is doing its thing. LMAO. Hey, Vera, I'm glad you found me. Yeah, Vera, shoot me a DM. I'd love to dive into you and talk about coaching.
We're stealing your live.
Let's go.
Yo, how can I go on live? I
go.
didn't know I had enough followers.
How many followers do you have?
I don't know, like 300 maybe.
Sometimes you can go live.
Oh, I have 429.
Yeah, sometimes you can go live now.
Yo, guys, join my live.
Yeah.
I was just in chat. We're making steak. Yo, join my live, Brad. We got 1 follower.
1 follower, that's fire.
No, we got one. We got
Mike
one
Tyson said I
person.
don't have a bank account right now, but if you can help me get one, I can pay you
Got
for
how
help.
many people on here?
I don't know what age you're able to, but I mean, brother, I always do a free intro coaching session with people. So, you know, if you can't afford to pay me, no worries. We don't, like, further coaching, like, we can always talk about that in the future. Is trolling allowed? Like, just a session where I ask funny stuff such as pigeons trustable? I mean, you're allowed
I
to...
need your clout.
What?
I need your clout
What do you need my clout for?
because we have one person on here, and I need like how many do you have on here?
130?
130. Yo, 130 people need to join my live.
Bro, get out of here.
Join my
you're,
live,
You're not
baby.
providing any value, bro. Get out of here.
So much value
Get
in
out of
this
here,
room,
bro.
baby.
Get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Yo, life coach, ask me anything.
Yo,
Yo, I'm a life coach, ask me anything.
that's crazy.
I'm certified. I just got certified.
Do
Join
you
my live.
still remember your first love 50 years after? Probably.
All right, boys.
I'm not 50 years old though.
Back. Yo, we had 2 people.
I came in here looking for advice after my wrestling loss, and I'm better. I got over it. Awesome to hear.
The Mighty Tribe.
The Mighty Tribe.
Yo, Will.
How to get a job. Apply to as many places as possible. You're 20. You're 20 years old and you've never been in a relationship. Start to go on more dates. Start to have more conversations. See if you connect with. See who you connect to. What is his name? Oh, his name's Jack. Jack. Everyone in the chat is asking what your live is. Yeah, he's not paying attention now.
I want someone. Send it.
Oh, what's my schooling? Oh, there. I actually I dropped out of university. I was learning more about psychology, biology, spirituality, philosophy on my own time. So I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. But I dropped out of university to do this stuff. I started studying this stuff when I was 16 years old, and I never stopped. He asks superficial questions every day, but initiates. Sometimes his replies are dry. Yeah, you got to dive into the deeper components here. I meant to say after I get a bank account, then I can pay you for more coaching. Yeah, absolutely, man. No worries. Alec. Oh, Alex is a scam account. When do you look through the DMs? Milan, I look through my DMs every single day. But there's so many DMs that come in, so I don't always get back to everyone every day. But if you shoot me a DM, I will get back to you. That's guaranteed. I'm currently outside therapy waiting, and I don't know what to say. It's the first session. Oh, Caleb, congrats for taking a step in your growth. Cool that you stumbled upon this live. If you're currently outside therapy waiting, I don't know what to say. It's the first session. Just be open. Just be open. Open to growing. Open to having a conversation. Just see where it leads you. See where it leads you.
Brad always says that you can't play like music that's not like what is it? You can't play music because then you'll get copyrighted. Yeah.
There's some non-copyrighted music.
Georgian said, how do you charge for sessions? All of my coaching packages are completely customizable, and they're all personalized. So essentially, after I do a completely free intro coaching session with everybody, that session is designed to give you as much value as possible, and I give you actionable steps on there, whether we continue coaching or not. At the end of the first coaching session that we do that's completely free, we essentially just book another session and kind of come up with the plan of how we want to address everything, and then everything's personalized when it comes to finances for sessions. But we find something that works for you. There's people that pay me a lot of money, and there's people that barely pay me anything. Obviously I need to make a living, but I'm not concerned about the money. We find something that works for you. The most important thing for coaching is you're willing to actually grow, and you're trying to work on these things, and I help you take care of the rest. Mike Tyson, I sent you a DM. Can I give you my WhatsApp phone number? I don't like texting. I prefer calling. Yeah, Mike Tyson, if we book in a session, we can call on there. But I'm super busy, so I can't just call you out of the blue. We'd have to plug it in together, find a time that works for both of us. But what's it called? Georgian, who was asking about the sessions, feel free to shoot me a DM about it. How many people are on your live?
We're stealing your content right now?
Yeah, that's fire.
We're stealing your content?
It's fire.
Yo, I'm trying not to get copyrighted on here, but I'm still trying to play music.
How can I change my life in 1 second?
Yo, Palestine joined? Holy shit. Dude, are you in Gaza right now? Or
Yeah.
no?
All right. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Gaza.
What?
Yo,
This
get outta
person
here.
is from Palestine,
Yo,
bro. That's fire.
it's very important to.
Free Palestine.
All right, leave. Get out of here.
I'm pro-Israel.
All right, get out of here. We don't talk
Free
about we don't talk
Palestine.
about politics on here, bro. Get out of here.
Do you like ice?
No, we
Sickles?
actually
Icicles
All right, leave,
and
leave.
ice
leave.
cream.
Leave.
Guys, if you want to talk about political things, join.
Go,
my
yeah,
live.
join while you're live. If
Join
you
my
if you want to
live.
talk about politics, join his live. We don't talk about that on here. It is very important to improve one's personal and mental relationship. Absolutely.
Are you making fun of me because I'm from Palestine?
No.
How to control the anxiety. Well, yeah, you have to develop a relationship with your anxiety. Where does it come up? When does it come up? What's the trigger point? How to integrate and take the anxiety and turn it into transformation and action. Because if you take anxiety and you use it for action, it then becomes productive and you feel better about it, right? So it depends on where the anxiety is coming up. Yoke, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about where the anxiety comes up with you, we'd love to dive into it in the DMs and really help you out. All right. Just broke up with my girlfriend yesterday. I feel like I made the wrong decision. Why do you feel like you made the wrong decision?
And Palestine.
Yo, where does this kid keep the scissors?
Shaker Charlotte joined the lot. Wow. We have so many fans.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Finally have a break in the questions. I have a second to breathe.
Sam. Who buys products?
Hello, producer on YouTube. What's going on? What's going on, Evan? Yo, Jack, come in here. Evan's on here. Yo, Evan's on here. You want to say hi to Evan? Yo, Jack's on live over there talking about BS.
Today is gonna be the day.
Yeah, Evan, are you still in here?
Back to you. I forgot by now. You should have somehow realized.
Live on his Insta? No, bro's on TikTok.
Found you now.
See, come say hi. Evan's right. Evan's here.
Feels the way
Yo,
I
guys, look live to live, baby.
Yeah,
live
that's
to
crazy.
Live to live, baby.
Yo, everyone. Yo. Mighty.Brad on TikTok. You can look at the live right now.
Yo, this is terrible.
Yo.
Don't join that.
140 viewers. Tap
Don't
in,
join.
tap
Don't
in.
join. Join my live. We're making steak.
A lot of people in here. Mark, Mark, you were here at the beginning. You were on
Mark.
like one of the first
Mark.
10 lives
Mark.
I ever did. That's dope.
Mark.
Mark, we never got a chance to do our
Mark.
session. No pressure, but if you want to, still doing some free sessions.
Yo, Mark. Does
Yo.
Mark know me or no?
Mark does not know you.
Mark gotta know me.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're with my girlfriend right now. What's going on, Maddie?
Huh?
You are with my girlfriend right now.
Hey, yo. Bro's with your girlfriend?
That's her friend.
Hey, yo.
Brad
Paul.
asked me to pull it out during our session. That's crazy.
Brad,
Brad, do you have
you
a
never
gavel?
asked me to pull out,
What?
Do
bro.
you have a gavel?
A what?
Chris.
As opposed to...
The boy Chris joined. Our life is dizzy. For real, my guy.
Bro took the tripod.
Tripod, baby. I got the tripod on the mighty.
Normally,
Brad.
there's only one way to feel comfortable with someone, and that's to understand each other. Yes, absolutely. That's a brilliant point. It's a brilliant point, Ibra. Brilliant.
Yo, look at these angles. I'm literally
Yeah,
just-
Ibra, you're giving some good perspective. Feel free to shoot me a follow if you're enjoying the live. Would love to see you back in here. Mark, you got a question? Sounds good. Throw it down below.
I think you should eat it normally.
Let's see.
Get onto the plate.
You seem way too chill for your roommates. Oh, Josh, they're not my roommates. They're my friends are over. They're cooking steak. So yeah, but me and my brother live together. But yeah, I would not be able to live with him. No shot. I've known him since I was younger. We're best friends. I could not live with him. No shot. He pisses me off so much. Best tip for planning within a business. I have online calendars, physical calendars, whiteboards. Well, it depends on what business you run. It's just going to vary. Too many tasks to keep in one place.
Can someone lick it off?
Well, if you have a certain period of time in the day, you'll be able to integrate it into one calendar. You just have to plan it like very in small bases.
I sanitized it.
Where am I from? I'm from the East Coast. Do I have an opinion on? We don't talk about politics on here. You must be new, but welcome in. Yeah, we don't talk about politics on here. It's the only thing that's off the table. Everything else we talk about. Quick question. Sounds good, Josh. Throw it down below. No, yeah, no, son, no worries. Not criticizing you in any way, shape, or form. Just yeah, if you're new here, you wouldn't have known if we don't talk about politics. Appreciate you, and awesome to have you here with us. I always have trouble integrating tasks that are periodically, etc., and then keeping track of them. Well, yeah, what are the specific tasks? Because yeah, Vera, especially if we're diving into this in the DMs or we do a session together, there's gonna be a lot. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make this work for you. Advice for motivation. Well, you have to be motivated for something you actually care about. So the question is, what are you trying to be motivated for? It's not just motivation in general. Big list of everything that needs to get done, and then planning your days. Yeah, you wanna establish the priorities on that big list and see what could wait till tomorrow and what has to get done today, and actually integrate that properly. Sometimes, especially in business, you can get a tendency to start to do tasks that aren't number one priority, but you kind of say they convince yourself they are because they're easier to do, and then you kind of avoid the necessary things sometimes. Liam said, how do you get back in the gym after fracturing your spine in 2 places just out of a wheelchair? Well, take very small steps. I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know exactly what you should do. You might want to consult your doctor of how you should do stuff like that. What are the top 5 things you would do at the age of 23 or lower? Top 5 things you would do at the age of 23 or lower. Get very serious about my values and how I want to date. Find my passion. Find a creative hobby that I love so much. And find what I want to do for the rest of my life, or at least for an extended period of time, and build up my skill set with it nonstop, all day, every day. I'm an online spicy work, and I have an agency for girls and also an accountability business mutuals. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be a lot of stuff. Well, yeah, well, even if you do online work, there's still some stuff you could do to outsource to people. But yeah, Vera, when we connect in the DMs, there'll definitely be some stuff we could dive into. Do you have any tips for sleep, like habits, or something? Yo, what are you doing? Is anyone even on that live?
Yeah.
I'm upside down, bro.
Yeah, no. I'm getting angles.
Do you have any tips for sleep habits or something? Don't use your phone the last 30 minutes. Do something to calm your nervous system. Sometimes that's reading, meditation, maybe calming phone conversation with somebody. Doing something that you actually connect to. Anything that calms your nervous system before sleep. Taking a shower, nice warm shower, take a bath, whatever the case is. Some stuff I don't care about, but I know it would benefit for me if I did it anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, if it does genuinely benefit you, you can start to care about it, even if you don't care about it from the jump. You said, nah, what was that? You're back. What's going on? Jack watching you. Yo, Tommy, you on Jack's live? What can you do if you're too scared to start? Josh, the rest of the comment didn't go through. What's your advice to a low vision 25-year-old? When you say low vision, you mean you just can't see well? Doing what you are passionate about. Oh wait, what can you do if you're too scared to start doing what you're passionate about? Well, you have to break it down to a very small step. Because if you're trying to overwhelm yourself and do it all at once, you're going to get into analysis paralysis, not even do anything. So what's the thing I could do for 5 minutes tomorrow that gets me closer to my passion and integrating it? That's the question you want to ask yourself. And Josh, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, we'd love to dive into it deeper with you. Oh, you're being filtered? Yeah, Mark, I didn't see any of your comments come through. Try to, I guess, word it in appropriate way, I guess, and hopefully TikTok doesn't flag it. Is anyone watching?
Yeah, Lily says, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And so my answer to that is, why? Brad is watching you. How do you feel about the Bad Bunny performing tonight? Personally, I don't give a crud. Because his music's ass. I don't know one song, actually.
Yeah, me neither. Still not rich yet, bro. Only tired. Yo, get out of here, bro. You're distracting me.
Tyler Shapiro said, "Hey, Papa."
Alright, get out of here, bro.
Oh.
Yo. Leave.
I just
Leave,
joined
Kyle.
a camera
Leave.
floating over this guy. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's so relatable. Wendy Luna. 74.
Who's watching his live? I think there's like 2 people. He's never gone live before. He's just doing it for fun. I was here one day and talked about my long distance relationship. We broke up. I'm sorry to hear that, but maybe it's for the better. If it didn't last, if it didn't work out. Mark said, is it? Oh, Mark, this is actually a really good question. Talked to some of my gay clients about this. Is it normal for a gay guy to feel uncomfortable around straight guys? A little bit, because there's always this expectation, right? And understanding or thought of you may be attracted to them, but even if you're not attracted to them and they know you're gay, you're worried that they're gonna think, oh, like he's attracted to me and this is a weird dynamic. It doesn't have to be weird like that. So a lot of these are expectations that you're putting on yourself. Hey, appreciate the gift. But yeah, it is not abnormal to feel a little uncomfortable. But it's only the illusion you create for yourself. As long as you're not doing something that makes someone uncomfortable, there's no reason for them to be uncomfortable. My friends are like this when I work as well. Yeah, it's Friday night, and it's 8 p.m. my time, so my friends are over cooking steaks. I invited them, but I figured I'd stand live while they're cooking food. So usually we're not interrupted on here. I'm usually just by myself.
I think that looks good.
How do I get over my ex? I constantly think about him, and I don't think it's possible for a man's love. It is possible to have a man's love, but if you're not over your ex, you haven't processed the emotions. You haven't felt. You have to feel into it. What did you do to start getting followers when you decided to begin making content? I just made content. I still haven't figured it out. Like, if you go look at my views on my TikTok, I get like 300 to 1,000 views on average per video. Like, I still haven't figured out the way to make content. But a lot of the followers I get come from TikTok Live, from giving you guys advice. How can I be comfortable building my future by no friends or family and trust that? Well, you'll start making friends, and you'll start meeting people that you call your family. And that's going to be making this thing, that's going to be what makes everything worth it. Josh sent me a DM. Sounds good. I'll get back to you soon. I need to walk back home, but I'll get back on your live when I get home if you're still live. Okay, my friends are probably almost done cooking food, so I might not be on live when you get back, because we've been on live for two and a half hours. But I'll see. We go live 7 days a week. How to get any woman I want? You can't get every woman you want. You guys have to actually have a connection, and people, you guys both need to like each other. Yeah, Babyface. Appreciate the question. If you want to shoot me, I think you were here the other day. If you want to shoot me a follow, would love to see you back in here. Strong hooks, first 3 seconds really help. Who's the coach now? Yeah, there you go, Vera. Do you think people truly can change at their core? Yes, they can. They just have to desire to. If they don't desire to, then no, they can't. Hi, bro. I love this girl now, but she loves me, as she says. But I know there's always a fear of losing her. Oh, this is a fear of abandonment. This usually goes back to childhood. The relationship you have with your parents or past relationship partners.
Did you start the car right now?
No. Okay. You're doing it? Yeah, I've asked a few questions from here and there. You're kind. Hey, awesome to see you in here, man. Sorry, I didn't think it was possible. Yeah, no, you're not worthless. You are not worthless. What is more important in dating? I don't think you gave me anything to compare.
Try making the phone sideways.
How to move on from my crush? Been admiring her a lot. You're admiring them. You're not having a conversation with them. You gotta have a conversation with them. Do you feel like it's a good choice to stick with someone who says they'll change for you? It depends what they need to change.
Yo, Brad, you know the food's ready, right?
The food's ready?
The food's ready.
Yo, bring that so we can have it. I already have the tripod up. I'll just end mine. The mukbang. A little mukbang.
Yeah, but you gotta if I'm gonna be on live, it has to be serious.
Okay, we'll be serious.
Do they want to do that?
Be exquisite, you know?
I don't know if they want to do
It'll
that.
be good.
Enjoy the steak. Well, we might still be going live. Let's see.
Why can't we vibe together?
We can. It's just like we can't be.
Alright, guys, we're the Mighty Brad's live. I had enough of this live already. I'm not
Hold on, guys.
professional here, so good luck, everyone.
All right. Let's see you soon, YouTube.
I have 500